reality. I'm Rahul Kanwal and you're watching India's election destination coverage of the Gujarat and the Himachal Pradesh results. In Himachal Pradesh, the Congress poised to form the next government. In Shimla, the critical question there, who will be the next Chief Minister? We're tracking that and more. Here are the headlines we're following this evening. Prime Minister Modi smashes Chief Minister Modi's record in Gujarat. Its biggest ever win in the state is registered. Massive celebrations at the party headquarters in Delhi shortly. Congress decimated in Gujarat. AAP fails to hit double digits, but Kejriwal rejoices, says BJP's fortress has been breached, declares AAP is now a national party.
कि आम आदमी पार्टी आज राष्ट्रीय पार्टी बन गई है। गुजरात एक तरह से बीजेपी का गढ़ माना जाता है। उस किले को भेदने में हम सफल हुए।
Congress reclaims the hill state of Himachal. The party's winning MLA is likely to be moved out of the state to prevent horse trading. India Today bang on with its exact poll again, the only channel that predicted a historic BJP sweep in Gujarat and a Congress win in Himachal. BJP rests Azam Khan's bastion Rampur in the UP by-poll. Dimple Yadav leads Mainpuri with the highest ever vote share for the Samajwadi Party. Let's go straight across to the BJP headquarters in the national capital, where the BJP is set to record this historic victory with a massive celebration. They're doing Garba, Dandiya once again in Delhi and in Ahmedabad as the BJP out in force to celebrate this big victory, which will be the launchpad of Prime Minister Modi's campaign for 2024. 11 election poised next year, many in the northeast, but the big states of Karnataka, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh poised to go to polls next year. The BJP there, Sanjay Mayuk, Anil Baluni from their media cell. The big guns of the BJP coming one by one. That's JP Nadda, a tinge of disappointment for him. The BJP didn't do well in Himachal Pradesh, where they ended up at 25. One way of looking at it is that that's the way it's been since 1985. You win one term in office, you boot it out the next time round, and that trend has continued, but JP Nadda spent a lot of time, energy trying to beat that. That's meeting Manjinder Singh Sirsa, former Akhali leader, now Delhi BJP leader, being welcomed into the BJP headquarters. That's Manoj Tiwari, one of the few MPs whose area actually saw the BJP do reasonably well in the MCD elections yesterday. JP Nadda, the BJP president, being welcomed by party members at the BJP headquarters. The Prime Minister is to reach there shortly. Preeti Chaudhary is also with me. Preeti, a big victory for the BJP and a lot for the Aam Aadmi Party to think about getting just 5 seats from their public declaration of 90. That's 85 less than they expected. How disappointed is AAP with what's happened today?
Well, it's an ecstatic win for the Bharatiya Janata Party, Rahul. And if you look at the figures, yes, the Aam Aadmi Party would be extremely disappointed, especially with what they projected outwardly, where Arvind Kejriwal went to town saying that at least 90 seats is what the Aam Aadmi Party is going to romp home to power in Gujarat. It might have been rhetoric, but it's gone down. It might have been, to push people to vote for the Aam Aadmi Party. But yes, the Aam Aadmi Party would be deeply disappointed, though where the vote share is concerned, I would think that would be their silver lining. 14% for the Aam Aadmi Party, a new entrant, where in 2017, the 29 seats that they contested on, they lost their deposit, got less than 1% vote share. To move to 14% could be the silver lining for them. What could have made a huge difference in terms of a big morale booster for the Aam Aadmi Party would have been if one of its key leaders be it their chief ministerial face, Ishudan Gadvi, who's lost from Khambalia, or be it Gopal Italia, who's lost from Katagram, or from Barachas, be it Alpesh Katharia, if one of them would have won. Because, you know, what goes down now is, even if they're preparing for the next election to come in big at that point of time, at least that leadership question would have been settled if Ishudan Gadvi, their chief ministerial face, would have pulled through and got his seat down. You know, if we break it up, at least for the Aam Aadmi Party, and I just break it up in terms of the 5 seats that they have won, save one, which has come from the tribal area, and that is, you know, Dediapada, where somebody they took from the BTB. You know, that aside, all 4 seats have come in from Saurashtra. They've won one in Botad. This was where even the Prime Minister campaigned aggressively. And one in Jamjodhar, the other one in Viswadhar, and the other one in Garyadhar. So this is in terms of the 4 seats they've won in Saurashtra. But Rahul, I would think what would be a big point of worry for the Aam Aadmi Party at this point of time is that they don't have that kind of Sangathan or the structure even that the Congress has. You know, they went a lot on narrative, a lot on perception. Out of these 5, if one is to actually keenly study the candidates who pulled through, who won it for the Aam Aadmi Party, one of them could say is, you know, the true cadre of the Aam Aadmi Party, which the Aam Aadmi Party cultivated as its leader. The other 4 are actually imports from the Congress or the Bharatiya Janata Party. 2 of them have been cooperators of the Bharatiya Janata Party. So there would be a sense that maybe in the coming months, they could actually go back to the BJP because
it happened in Himachal, for example, in Bihar, where the AIMIM won 5 seats. Those AIMIM leaders, most of them later joined the RJD. Could that happen to the AAP in Gujarat? The BJP would be determined to bring them down as much as possible. And that's something, especially given that these aren't original AAP leaders, they're imported from the BJP and the Congress. Could they potentially just go back? That's something for AAP to think about. Let's go across to Palami Saha. She tracks the Bharatiya Janata Party for us. She's joining the festivities at the BJP headquarters. Palami, is there unfettered jubilation at this moment at the BJP headquarters, or a tinge of sadness about the Himachal results? They were hoping to upturn electoral history. That unfortunately hasn't happened, but Gujarat has given the BJP much to cheer about.
Well, Rahul, over here at the BJP party headquarters, where all the Karyakartas have gathered over here, and you can see the chants that are going out, and of course they're waiting very patiently for the Prime Minister to arrive over here. The mood is all about celebrating the Gujarat victory because it's historic in nature, and that is what they want to do. They want to savor that moment today. Of course, the leadership is quite pensive. They do realize that what happened in Himachal is not even a close fight, because the way the Congress seems to have run away with the state in terms of the numbers that they've mustered, it's not even as neck to neck as it was being projected, something which they thought they had stemmed when they in fact launched themselves into the election battlefield. Possibly even in the last week they thought that they had possibly curtailed what was anticipated to be their losses. That hasn't seemed to have happened, so that is something which will be top of their minds when they sit down to introspect about it, including of course the BJP National President Mr. JP Nadda, who hails from the state of Himachal. So there's a lot of deliberation that needs to be done. But here at the BJP party headquarters, everyone just waiting for the Prime Minister to arrive over here. He of course putting out those emotional thread of tweets where he of course said that this is overwhelming. He did not expect this sort of a result, and this is all owing to the Karyakarta of the party that has worked tirelessly on the ground in Gujarat, where they thought that possibly with Gujarat becoming a triangular contest, there could be some damages to suffer. But unfortunately for the opposition, unfortunately for the Bharatiya Janata Party, the victory that they've registered is history, has made history.
Let's also go across to Shimla. We'll come back to the BJP headquarters in just a moment as more senior BJP leaders drive into the Deen Dayal building in the national capital. Joining us now from Shimla is Kamaljeet Sandhu, tracking the Congress's attempts to form the next government. 40 seats, 19 up from the last time would suggest the Congress very comfortably placed, but the Congress can tend to make rough weather even when the water seems calm from the outside. Have they been able... That's Amit Shah. That's Amit Shah. Look at the smile on his face. I had an opportunity to speak to him a short while before now. Absolutely delighted, thrilled with the results, and with very good reason. The fact that the BJP has won its biggest ever victory in Gujarat. Remember, for Messrs Modi and Shah, their political generator is fired from the fuel that comes out of Gujarat. And to win 156 seats, that's 57 more than the last time, to beat Madhav Singh Solanki's record of 1985, that is history. He's getting a warm welcome from the BJP leaders at the BJP headquarters. Amit Shah coming in there to the BJP headquarters. Amit Malviya there, Anil Baluni from the media cell, Aditya, who's the aide of JP Nadda, all of them welcoming that Sanjay Mayuk now on your screen. They're welcoming Amit Shah to the BJP headquarters, and he is absolutely ecstatic with this victory. He was hoping that in Himachal Pradesh it would be a hung house and they'd be able to find some way of being able to form the government and keep the Congress out of power. That hasn't happened quite clearly. But this victory in Gujarat gives them much to celebrate. That's Defence Minister Rajnath Singh coming in now, being welcomed again by the BJP leaders to the BJP headquarters. He campaigned quite a bit in Himachal, a few times to Gujarat as well. This is a big victory. He's been BJP president in the past, but he says so openly that in the manner in which the current leadership fights elections, that isn't quite the intensity that he was used to in his time. A very different time, very different BJP. Gaurav Bhatia, Sanjay Mayuk there, Amrinder, who's the aide of the defence minister, welcoming him to the BJP headquarters. This is going to be a big celebration, and mind you, there could be some signalling about the next general elections. The fact that you need to stay focused, work towards all the big assembly elections next year. Karnataka in March, April, November, December, you'll have Chhattisgarh, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, plus a clutch of seats in the northeast. So that's something the BJP will be looking out for. Okay, so let's go back now to Kamaljeet Sandhu. Who's most likely, Kamaljeet, in your view, to be the next chief minister in Himachal Pradesh?
You know, when Veer Bhadra Singh was alive for 25 years, that's 6 consecutive terms, that's when Veer Bhadra Singh was holding court from Holly Lodge. And this is also the power center where all the celebration, all the triumphs were celebrated. So this is obviously poignant. But what is also significant is that the others have thrown in their own name in the ring. So that is Sukhwinder Singh Sukhu. But many say within the Congress party that the party itself seems very, very divided on that. There is Mukesh Agnihotri. But if you talk about the legacy of Veer Bhadra Singh, it's the family who carries the legacy. And this is where Vikramaditya, the son of Veer Bhadra Singh and Pratibha, spoke about how a larger role should be given to the mother. He said there's nothing wrong in having an aspirational candidates. There are other people who could want to vie for CM face, and that's pretty much okay. But it's also taking the sentiment on the ground. Pratibha Singh telling that this election was fought in the memory of Veer Bhadra Singh. So whatever is done is very clear that the legacy is ruled by the family. Now, Parivarvad is something which the Congress party would want to avoid, and that is why they've said the MLAs are the ones who will decide. And remember, Pratibha Singh at this point of time is a member of parliament. She is obviously the Pradesh Adhyaksh. She's the PCC chief. So in that particular sense, that role and responsibility she has owned, and she's taken the state forward, especially to a win, especially when it was a uphill task. Remember, the BJP gave neck-to-neck fight. Eventually, the Congress leading its way. Now the trouble part is that meanwhile, the Congress could keep its flock together. But now the trouble begins because there are other challengers. So Congress party now needs to decide as to which face will keep all these party men together. They do not really have to worry so much about BJP poaching in or horse trading happening because the numbers are not in favor of BJP. But yes, there is a problem because there are aspirational, there are aspirations of the other candidates as well, which has to be taken into consideration. And on the face of it, Congress party, which is the grand old party, would want to say that they are with the youth. But meanwhile, Rivaz badlega is something the BJP had told. Whether the Rivaz will stick on with Congress party, ya yahan pe bhi badlav hoga, is something which needs to be seen.
Joins us. Rahul is a leading political analyst, part of the India Today panel of Pandits. Rahul, as the BJP celebrates this evening, and what a grand celebration this is going to be from their perspective, winning a historic 7th term and winning with a historic landslide. What do you think are the big national takeaways from the elections of Himachal and Gujarat? Okay, here are the images from the BJP headquarters. You've got the Home Minister, the Defence Minister arriving a short while before just now, coming into the BJP headquarters. The Prime Minister is about to arrive as well. There will be a grand celebration in a short while from now. They're setting the stage for that. But this really is something to look out for. The fact that the BJP is won in the way that it has. Also the fact, Preeti, that they haven't won in Himachal Pradesh, which would suggest that it's not as big a victory as they would have wanted. But they'll obviously, being the BJP of the modern day, be looking only at the positives right now and dealing with the negatives internally.
But, Rahul, if you look at it, they've actually they've gone down into the annals of Indian political history with the kind of mandate that they've scripted. It's no mean feat to come in with 156 seats out of 182 where they are standing right now. They've beaten all possible records. I would think this win would have been made a lot sweeter if they had pulled through in the state of Himachal as well. But I would reckon, they'd take heart in the fact that Himachal is a smaller state. Already the fact that they talk about that it is, it's a state which every 5 years turns to the other party, and it's exactly that what's happened. Its politics works differently.
Rahul Verma is back with us. Rahul, I was asking you about the big national takeaways from the verdict that we've seen, the action that's played itself out in the next 48 hours, the BJP soaring in Gujarat, its ambitions clipped in Himachal Pradesh, the Aam Aadmi Party getting a reality check in both states. Where do you think the national political calculus heads from here on the back of the verdict today?
So, Rahul, the result of these elections are a mixed bag for all parties, as we have been discussing throughout the day. Everyone has got some victory and some defeats, and it will not depend on these parties what lessons they draw, not just from on rejoicing on their victories, but also worrying signals that each party has got. So for Congress, it's very clear. The Congress party has been marginalized in the state of Gujarat and in Delhi. So it has got victory in Himachal Pradesh, but those two are very, very worrying state for them. For Aam Aadmi Party, as you rightly pointed out, they managed to win the MCD election, but they haven't done well in Himachal Pradesh, and definitely not got what they were expecting in Gujarat, right? So it again remains that AAP creates much more sort of like hawa about itself, but it does not translate itself into vote. For BJP, of course, it's a history in Gujarat. And of course, you can say that Himachal Pradesh alternate government, so they lost, which is not a big deal. But in the exit poll that Axis presented on 5th, there is a worrying signal for the BJP. Actually, in Himachal Pradesh, BJP trails among the younger voters from 18 to 34.
Correct.
And this also happened in Uttar Pradesh, where BJP won. So the new pattern which is developing, BJP is gaining among women voters, but it's losing among younger voters, which has been...
Stay with me for a moment. I want to go across now to senior BJP leader Ravi Shankar Prasad, who's joining us on the broadcast. Ravi Shankar ji, many, many congratulations. 57 seats more than the last time, a historic 7th term in office. Is this the kind of verdict that you were expecting, or would you also concede that this is a little bit more than what the BJP was thinking internally might come through on counting day?
Rahul, you may recall I had come on your program on the exit poll day.
You had.
And I had said 3 expressions. It will be historic, it will be unparalleled. And Hindi mein in Gujarat I had said avismaraniye aitihasik. I could see the trend, to be very honest to you. But I could not venture the courage to say so openly, apart from my basic conservative temperament in terms of political prediction. You know, you have to see to believe the extent of popularity of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, in spite of 14 years in the stewardship of the state and 8.5 years of the country. The people of Gujarat trust him, they love him, and they have complete assurance of his leadership as far as Gujarat development is concerned. Performance, I have talked many times, I am not going to repeat that with you. The second, and that is also very important, the strong state of organizational strength of the BJP. The Panna Pramukh, the Booth Pramukh, the way Amit Shah ji, Nadda ji, all travelled there, worked there, Mr. Patil there, and the very unstated image of Mr. Bhupendra Patel. He belongs to a particular order, and I learned to my present surprise, the principle is, जितना मिला उसमें संतोष करो, जो नहीं मिला उसके लिए परेशान न हो, जो मिला उसके लायक बनने की कोशिश करो. And this theme he wears that full on his shoulders. You have seen he's never flamboyant, never making big speeches. I think all these things, and lastly I must tell this to you, Rahul, this freebie culture has been rejected with impunity. That is also a message. And lastly, कांग्रेस पार्टी सुधरेगी नहीं, मोदी जी को गाली पड़ेगी तो जनता ने कहा इस बार हम पूरा हिसाब कर ही देते हैं. This is how I see is the result.
Is there a tinge of disappointment in the results from Himachal Pradesh? The fact that the Congress is sitting pretty at 40, the BJP at 25, down 19 seats from the last time. You were hoping to change the rivage of governments changing every 5 years. Where do you think the BJP came up short in Himachal?
Surely I am going to make comment on Himachal, Rahul, but we have one Kurhanni by-elections in my state. So Nitish Babu फिर fail हो गए. We had one Gopalganj by-election also. We have one Rampur, the pocket borough of the great Azam Khan.
Sure.
There the Kamal blossomed in the Lok Sabha by-elections. There the lotus has bloomed also in the Vidhan Sabha by-elections. That is a remarkable where minorities are more than 54%. So I think that is very important. Now coming to Himachal, yes, we wanted to change the rivage. Rivage नहीं बदला, सच्चाई है. So we had done our best. It was a very good performing government. So we will have to seriously introspect. One thing can be, many of you are saying, is the rebellion part. You know, Rahul, you have travelled extensively in Himachal Pradesh too. There every constituency's voter number is clearly 75 to 80,000. Maximum 1 lakh, very rare cases. So it is almost like a connect. And when I see my voters in my Patna Sahib Lok Sabha constituency, their number is 10 lakh plus, you know that? The same in almost like a ward of Delhi Municipal Corporation. Oh, even a few thousand votes disruption causes problem. Maybe. It will have to be seen.
Are you seeing this also as a clipping of the wings of the Aam Aadmi Party, which was signing public declarations saying 90 सीटें आएंगी, 90 से कम नहीं आएंगी, मैं लिख के दे रहा हूँ, ending up 85 short of their own publicly stated target, and flying a bit in the air even in Himachal Pradesh after the Punjab elections. They were claiming because Himachal, the lower reaches are adjacent to Punjab, because AAP won big, next we'll be in Himachal. They've got a reality check today, both in Gandhinagar and in Shimla.
Since you are asking me this question, therefore I would like to tell you, I understand, kindly check up Rahul Kanwal. They have lost their deposit on all the 68 seats in Himachal Pradesh. And remember, on the exit poll day, I had made a comment, again when you had asked me a query. Politics is not a freelancing exercise. As a freelancer, you come when the elections are announced in Goa and then boycott after losing. In Uttarakhand, then boycott, even declaring your CM candidate. The same was in also Himachal Pradesh. What is important is, remember one thing, it is very, very important. Yes, they have got the votes. If you ask my view, BJP is, even after 27 years, nearly 54% higher percentage of votes. And even if Aam Aadmi parties and Congress votes are clubbed together, the result would not have very difference. Still, they would have a nearly 22% vote difference in terms of percentage. Therefore, the number of seats would not have impacted much. But what is important is, and that I would like to tell you, Aam Aadmi Party, good luck to them. They have got the right to do their bidding in the polity of the country. But politics is a serious business. You cannot be always an ad hoc player. You have to work hard for your organization. Rahul Kamal, kindly check up how many old guards in a particular state of Aam Aadmi Party have continued to stick to the Aam Aadmi Party. They have become inactive or crossed over to some other political party, or they have some differences. The second point I would like to highlight, to become a serious player, you have to also show your ability to win Lok Sabha seats. Have they won a single seat in Delhi, their so-called pocket borough? They had won only 4 seats in 2014 in Punjab. They lost all except one of Mr. Maan. And after he became the CM, they lost also in the by-elections. Therefore, the ability of Aam Aadmi Party to win Lok Sabha election is yet to be tasted, apart from other things which I have just indicated. Therefore, let's see how it works out. But by the way, Mr. Rahul Kamal, again I would like to ask that question. Today we have one Karni by-election also. Therefore, where is my good friend Mr. Nitish Kumar, who has taken upon himself the great responsibility to unite all the forces against Mr. Modi? He is maintaining a conspicuous silence today also.
Let's spend a moment looking towards the next year and the election calendar. You've got the big Karnataka election coming at this moment. Anecdotal evidence, the polls suggest there is anti-incumbency against the Karnataka BJP government, which BJP leaders also at the highest levels admit privately. You have a few months to try and fix that situation. Do you think that that could be a big problem for the BJP in March, April? The fact that the government's performance has been underwhelming and that the Congress doesn't seem as badly off in Karnataka as it does elsewhere, they'll be buoyed by what happened in Shimla and hope that they can do the same in Bengaluru.
Well, I can only tell you, Karnataka, we are also observing, and I also travel in Karnataka quite frequently. I know my organizational strength. Rahul Kamal, never forget one thing. Karnataka was our first gateway towards South. Hard work. And Karnataka was the biggest strong point of Congress in the South, unlike Kerala and Tamil Nadu, and also Andhra Pradesh. Therefore, in this, because Chandrababu Naidu took away Andhra Pradesh, then TRS took away Telangana, you know those things, I need not comment on that. Therefore, in spite of many hiccups, some of them may be genuine, some of them may be the natural consequence of anti-incumbency, will be able to hold on, I am quite sure about it. Socially, politically, and the leadership of Narendra Modi ji is also equally popular there. As far as Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh and Rajasthan are concerned, be sure we'll sweep through these states as a prelude to 2024. I have not the slightest doubt.
Does this campaign set up the 2024 Lok Sabha elections for Prime Minister Modi? Not since the time of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru has any Indian Prime Minister won 3 successive terms. That's something clearly that Prime Minister Modi and the BJP would be hoping for. And it's often said that the political generator of the BJP at this time is fired from Gandhinagar because that's where Messrs. Modi and Shah come from. Are you hoping that this really sets the tone for what you hope to achieve in April, May 2024?
Well, speaking with full sense of responsibility, do we have any doubts that what is going to happen in 2004? In 24, Modi ji will win the elections, BJP, NDA, in a very massive way. And let me tell you my reasons for, apart from Modi's performance and his international persona and the way the world is perceiving India as an important power economically, politically, strategically. The single reason I can tell you is the innate understanding of common Indians. देश में स्थायी सरकार कौन देगा? Which party will give a stable government? And who is the leader to govern the country? This understanding has come to the people of India in a very, very, I would say, telling way, and that is a great tribute to India's democracy and the trust of the founding fathers who trusted ordinary Indian voters regardless of their caste, creed, economic status, religion or educational qualification. They will determine the destiny of India. Therefore, this, and I can tell you as a political worker, when I was contesting Patna Sahib Lok Sabha, I had told you in the last occasion, I am repeating, there are two constituencies which are dominated by the caste of Lalu Prasad. I won both of them by massive majority. And in Vidhan Sabha, we lost both of them. And the question they asked, are you a serious player in the Lok Sabha election? Mr. Prasad is contesting, he's a minister, appears to be a okay leader, let's vote for him. And I won both the seats with a very good majority. And in Phatua, the BJP won after 40 years. What is important is, Rahul, this understanding, and Modi ji, apart from his performance, is the darling of the poor underprivileged people. Ye hamare beech ka aadmi hai. The way he has, and the biggest contribution of Narendra Modi, कि उन्हें देश के गरीबों को बीजेपी से जोड़ा है, ये बहुत बड़ी बात है. And who are there in the alternative know it. And by the way, since you asked about 2024, never forget the days of Deve Gowda and Gujral are gone. People want to be governed by a leader who has the popular mandate. And I have not the slightest doubt today Narendra Modi ji has become the most popular leader of democratic India in the last so many years. Therefore, I have not the slight, and this I am saying with full sense of responsibility. And therefore, I have not the slightest doubt. I think we will discuss matters in 24 as well. I hope so. The BJP will have a massive majority in the Lok Sabha, I can tell you.
We leave it over there for the time being. Ravi Shankar Prasad ji, for joining us in India Today with your thoughts. Thank you very much, and congratulations on that big victory in Gujarat. 156 seats for the BJP, 57 more than the last time. Remarkable in any context, but more so because of the fact that this is the 7th straight time that same party has won. And this really brings alive the idea of pro-incumbency. This is something the BJP used to speak about. The pundits were skeptical about the idea of pro-incumbency, but when your vote share goes up by 4% after 7 times, after being in power for 6 times before this, that really suggests that there is actually a pro-incumbency at work. Because even if you add up the vote share of both the Congress and the Aam Aadmi Party, it is still much lesser than that of the BJP, and that just suggests the extent to which the BJP has been able to build its party machinery, not just in the Lok Sabha election, but something that can help them in an assembly election as well. These are live images from the BJP headquarters. You've got the Prime Minister to come there any moment from now, which is when this grand celebration will begin. It's a bit nippy in Delhi. But that's not stopping any of these karyakartas, because the victory makes their blood warm. You've got a situation where they've won the biggest mandate ever in Gujarat, breaking a record that many thought could never be broken. Even within the BJP, they weren't publicly, they were hoping that this may happen. Now, of course, everyone will say that they knew that this would always happen, but when you're speaking to them even privately, this is not what they thought could ultimately happen. They were hoping for more than 127, but 156 is historic at a level which you wouldn't otherwise anticipate. Where does this leave Rahul Verma, the Aam Aadmi Party, which was flying a bit in the air, making tall, grandiose claims? Some of those claims now shattered in Himachal and in Gujarat. In the MCD elections, they did win, but not the kind of brutal majority that they had in the assembly elections last time round. Where does that leave AAP's aspiration of being the principal challenger in 2024 to the BJP and to Prime Minister Modi?
So, in my opinion, AAP will continue to play the insurgent card. Even as you rightly pointed out, they have not been able to match their expectation in Gujarat as well as in MCD, or had to tactfully retreat from Himachal Pradesh. But I think we should also keep this in mind that AAP is a sort of a startup. It does not have the kind of resources you would expect a Congress or a BJP to have. And AAP's attention or resources also got divided because the MCD elections were called at the same time when Gujarat elections were taking place. So if you think of this condition, I would say that AAP managing to get past 10%, yes, it's below than expectation. It's below that the hype they created. But in the run-up to 2024, AAP will continue to make the same noise and try to make more inroads. Of course, it also has challenges on the way, which is what we saw in Uttarakhand and other places.
This verdict in Himachal and in Gujarat is also a reality check, because next time, whether it is AAP leaders or AAP cheerleaders, when they make these comments, there will be questions asked, boss, what happened in Gandhinagar, what happened in Shimla? Those claims have to be met with reality, and now the voters have voted and given AAP a real sense of where they stand.
See, all political parties are going to make tall claims. That's in their nature. They have to show that they are winners, right? And only then they can command some sort of like respectable vote share. So what I'm trying to say is that even if you, I and others are going to make that reality check and ask questions to AAP leadership, AAP, in whichever election it is going to go, will play the insurgent card and will keep making these tall claims. In some places, they will closer to those tall claims, and in other places, they will far off. But they can't say, oh, we are a small party and will remain a small party. That is not how they are going to mount up their campaign.
Across now to Paulami Saha. She's at the BJP headquarters in Delhi. Paulami, give our viewers a flavor of the preparations for this big BJP victory celebration this evening.
That's right. You can hear the blaring music behind me, Rahul. So those are, of course, the preparations, part of the preparations that, of course, the BJP is making ahead of the Prime Minister's arrival over here at the BJP headquarters. You can see that big flexes, hoardings have been put up over here, banners have been put up over there. BJP leaders have arrived over here at the BJP headquarters, including National President JP Nadda, Home Minister Amit Shah as well, and party कार्यकर्ता.
Jammers, that signal with Paulami there coming apart. I want to go across to Aishwarya Paliwal. She's at another location at the BJP headquarters. Aishwarya, can you describe what's happening around you? Try and speak to some of the BJP karyakartas, capture a flavor of how they're feeling on the back of this big victory in Himachal Pradesh, in Gujarat, and what's happened in Himachal Pradesh.
Well, Rahul, I'll not be able to move a lot because, as you were rightly pointing out, there are a lot of jammers here. We will, however, try and show you all the visuals possible. You'll be able to see the flags. That is something that a lot of people have come. Can you see the cutout there, Rahul? Prime Minister Narendra Modi's cutout, a large cutout. People, sitting on top of shoulders of others. The chanting, Rahul, taking place here. The Vande Mataram chanting. The cutout of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. So this is the mood here, Rahul, very electric, and all the people are now waiting for Prime Minister Narendra Modi to reach. We are expecting him to reach in another 10 to 15 minutes, and once he comes, he will be speaking with all those people. The quotes that you hear, Shank, a lot of people have got Shanks also. They are also, in their own way, trying to show the enthusiasm that they have here. Again, cut to the visuals, showing you the cutout and the flags that you can see there. So this is how people at the moment are, Rahul, showing their enthusiasm. You'll be also you'll be able to hear the music that's playing. We'll try and move a little, hoping that the jammers don't do anything with the signal. Moving a little closer and trying to show you, the cutout here. The cutout of the Prime.
Modi, 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 Modi.
आप लोग सब प्रधानमंत्री को सुनने के लिए आए हैं।
जी बिल्कुल, विश्व के सर्वाधिक लोकप्रिय नेता हैं। हम सब उनको सुनने को आतुर रहते हैं और देखिए उनकी लोकप्रियता का ग्राफ दिन पर दिन बढ़ता जा रहा है। ऐतिहासिक विजय गुजरात में मिली है और देश में भी ऐसी ऐतिहासिक विजय अगले चुनाव में मिलेगी।
चुनाव में आपको लगता है आने वाले चुनाव के अंदर भी ऐसी भारतीय जनता पार्टी
400 प्लस सीटें आएंगी अगले चुनाव में।
The people here, Rahul, enthusiastic. The sea of people that you see there, Rahul, this place, the headquarters of Bharatiya Janata Party is jam-packed. People showing the victory sign and now waiting for the Prime Minister to arrive. And chants taking place here, Rahul.
Okay, thanks Aishwarya. We come back to you in just a moment from now. live images there from the BJP headquarters, getting set for a big celebration. The Prime Minister expected there in a short while from now. This is a massive victory for the Bharatiya Janata Party. There is the reality of the defeat in Himachal Pradesh, but there is the glow of that sweep, the tsunami in Gujarat. 156 seats out of 182, something which hasn't happened before this in a victory, even in pockets where the BJP traditionally has been weak. The tribal pockets, for example, or some of the Dalit-dominated seats where the Congress was traditionally the stronger party. The Congress now reduced to a rump, just 17 seats, down 60 from 2017. Paulami Saha is now back with us. Paulami, what's the chatter amongst the BJP leaders at the BJP headquarters at this moment? There is the massive victory in Gujarat, also the reality of not being able to win once again in Himachal Pradesh, and the first Congress victory in a head-on-head fight with the BJP since 2018.
Well, the BJP will be deliberating on that very seriously, Rahul, because they've no.
Okay, so as I said, there are lots of jammers where Paulami is. That's clearly impacting that signal. Let's give our viewers a flavor of all the action. In case you've just tuned in, we're waiting for the Prime Minister to come moments from now. Anytime he'll be here. So let's give our viewers a flavor of the tsunami that swept through Gujarat.
Bharat Mata Ki Vande Vande Vande. Bharat Mata Ki.
An astounding 7th term for the BJP in Gujarat. In what is a sensational win for the Saffron Party, Gujarat has voted overwhelmingly for homeboy Modi yet again, proving that nobody can so much as challenge Narendra Modi in his home ground.
Firecrackers here being buzzed with gusto outside the BJP office at the moment, and of course this is because of the big lead. On the other hand, I just want to show you that they have a live orchestra here too. Look at that. So there are singers that have come here, and that's the live orchestra playing all the songs of the BJP's party.
The BJP has bettered its own record of 127, and also Congress's Madhav Singh Solanki's 149 mark in 1985 has now been breached, courtesy Narendra Modi.
BJP has touched 150. At the moment, the BJP touching 150, which remember is the upper end of the Axis My India poll. It's also where the BJP crosses Gujarat's all-time record for seats, which is Madhav Singh Solanki's 149 in 1985. So if these numbers hold, they've just come down yet again. 149. So the BJP is certainly at the top end of our range, Rahul. We had given a 131 to 151 range, I think.
A result of this tsunami is the complete decimation of other parties. The Congress, which gave a tough fight to the BJP in 2017, has now meandered back to the under-20s, as it's lost out some of its crucial vote banks in the state. A dull campaign, coupled with a lack of effort to improve their 2017 performance, has spelled doom for the grand old party in yet another state.
I'm absolutely and very worried about what has happened in Gujarat with the Congress. I think there is some deep introspection that's required. I think we need to reimagine how we are contesting in Gujarat. I also feel we perhaps needed to put up a more spirited campaign. There is no denying that. You know, the winner takes it all. I'm not going to deny, sit here and say, I'm not worried at all. Absolutely, I'm worried.
The Aam Aadmi Party, meanwhile, counting on double digits, has fallen short. The party is now licking its wounds by stressing on a greater vote share. But remember this assurance from Kejriwal.
गुजरात में आम आदमी पार्टी की सरकार बन रही है। ये आज आप नोट कर लीजिए, ये भविष्यवाणी भी नोट कर लीजिए और ये भविष्यवाणी सही होगी।
The writing on the wall is clear. As Access My India Today exit poll told you a couple of days back, there's no challenger to the Narendra Modi factor in Gujarat. No party has come close to even making this a tough fight, as the BJP has sailed towards a stellar win, outdoing even their own best performance. Bureau Report, India Today.
Congress drew solace from what happened in Himachal Pradesh, winning 40 seats, putting the government, putting the party in a position to be able to beat the BJP for the first time in a direct fight since 2018. And it gives Mallikarjun Kharge and the new Congress something to hold on to. Because if they'd lost in Shimla, it would have really been a very downhill slope. They won in Shimla. At the end of the day, they have something to hold on to, something to build on as the Karnataka elections come near.
Bharat Mata Ki! Bharat Mata Ki! Vande! 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 Shrimati Priyanka Gandhi!
We've got live images now of Prime Minister Narendra Modi coming in to the BJP headquarters. You've now got the Home Minister, the Defence Minister seated. JP Nadda will welcome the Prime Minister. These are live images of the Prime Minister arriving. He would be delighted. He wanted Bhupinder to break Narendra's record, which is what has happened. This is the Bhupinder Narendra double engine. This is a huge political moment in his life as well. It's only a state assembly election, but it's also an election in his home state. It shows him Tiger is still roaring in a manner that people wouldn't have imagined, because you've got 156 seats, 57 more than the last time round. JP Nadda welcoming the Prime Minister. You can expect him to be very, very jubilant in that speech that he makes in a few moments from now. There he is, the man of the moment, the Prime Minister being welcomed to the BJP headquarters by the party president JP Nadda. That's Yash Rohit Gandhi from the Prime Minister's media cell running on your screen, running in front of your screen right now. But the big moment really is for the Prime Minister. He's come here to big cheers from BJP Karyakartas, leaders who are paving the sidelines, the pavements, wanting to welcome the Prime Minister to the Deen Dayal Upadhyay building at the BJP headquarters. To win the 7th time is historic. To win with such a big mandate, which is the biggest in Gujarat's history, really seems to suggest that the kind of connect that Messrs Modi and Shah have with the people of Gujarat is something which is quite unprecedented. It's been more than a generation since people haven't had any other party in power over there. And that is something that, rather than chipping away at the BJP's vote or seat share, both have actually gone up. Now, JP Nadda would have some mixed feelings. In Himachal Pradesh, which is his home state, where he was hoping to do well, the party hasn't done well. But he's taking it in a sporting fashion. He has Gujarat to hold on to. So it's not a very bad record, but it's not the kind of record that he would have wanted. He would have wanted more, but this is the way things are. Prime Minister Modi entering the BJP headquarters. They've got multiple BJP leaders out to welcome them. He'll be out on that stage, the dais that's being created, in just a moment from now.
Bharat Mata Ki! Bharatiya Janata Party! Bharat Mata Ki! Shri Narendra Modi Zindabad! Shri Narendra Modi Zindabad! Shri Narendra Modi Zindabad! Bharat Mata Ki! Bharat Mata Ki! Vande! 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 Bharatiya Janata Party! Bharatiya Janata Party! Bharat Mata Ki! Bharat Mata Ki! हम सबके प्रधानमंत्री जी अभी हम सबके समक्ष अगले 1-2 मिनट में पहुंचने वाले हैं। हम सब लोग ध्वनि के साथ जोर से नारा लगाते हुए उनका अभिनंदन करेंगे। भारत माता की, भारत माता की, भारतीय जनता पार्टी। मोदी 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 मोदी। भारत माता की, श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जिंदाबाद, श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जिंदाबाद। भारत माता की, भारत माता की। मोदी 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 मोदी। विश्व के सबसे बड़े नेता, भारत का नाम विश्व के अंदर रोशन करने वाले प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी का और मंचस्थ सभी नेताओं का मैं स्वागत करता हूं और निवेदन करता हूं मंचस्थ नेताओं से, आप सभी बैठ जाइए। भारत माता की, श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जिंदाबाद। मैं निवेदन करूंगा कि मंच सभी नेता आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी का, जिन्होंने हर मोर्चे पर भारत का नाम रोशन किया, देश के रक्षक, देश को आगे बढ़ाने वाले, देश को विश्व की सबसे बड़ी शक्ति बनाने वाले, हम सबके मसीहा प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी का, जिन्होंने इस विजय के अंदर मूल आधार, इस विजय का जो है, ऐसे हमारे नेता प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी का सभी मंचस्थ नेता स्वागत कर रहे हैं। आप सभी से निवेदन है, कृपया बैठ जाइए। आपका जोश बता रहा है, कृपया बैठ जाइए। भारत माता की, भारत माता की, नरेंद्र मोदी जिंदाबाद, प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जिंदाबाद। अब मैं निवेदन करूंगा भारतीय जनता पार्टी के राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष श्री जेपी नड्डा जी से कि वो आए और हम सबके नेता पार्टी को हर विजय की ओर बढ़ाने वाले, हर विजय के मूल आधार प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी का स्वागत करें। आदरणीय श्री जेपी नड्डा जी।
बोलिए भारत माता की, भारत माता की, भारत माता की। भारतीय जनता पार्टी, भारतीय जनता पार्टी, भारतीय जनता पार्टी। श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी, श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी, श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी।
आज के इस विशाल विजय सभा में मंच पर उपस्थित हम सबके प्रिय नेता, भारत के यशस्वी प्रधानमंत्री सम्माननीय श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी, मंचस्थ हमारे सभी वरिष्ठ नेता और यहां इतनी बड़ी संख्या में एकत्र आए, जोश से भरे हुए, ओतप्रोत होते हुए विजय के इस सभा में अपना योगदान करने के लिए दूर दूर से आए, आप सबकी ओर से और मैं अपनी ओर से और भारतीय जनता पार्टी के करोड़ों कार्यकर्ताओं की ओर से हम अपने यशस्वी प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी का हार्दिक अभिनंदन करते हैं, स्वागत करते हैं। आज हम आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी का अभिनंदन और स्वागत करते हैं। साथ ही साथ गुजरात की जनता, गुजरात के कार्यकर्ता और तमाम कार्यकर्ता जो इस चुनाव में हिमाचल प्रदेश में, दिल्ली में लगे, उन सबको भी मैं तहे दिल से बहुत बहुत बधाई देता हूं और उनका भी अभिनंदन करता हूं। यह हम सबके लिए खुशी की बात है और आज बड़ा ऐतिहासिक दिन है। जब हम गुजरात के नतीजे देखते हैं तो आजाद भारत में रिकॉर्ड तोड़ते हुए ये जीत हासिल आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में हम सबको मिली है। इस प्रचंड ऐतिहासिक जीत ने इस बात को स्पष्ट कर दिया है जिसकी नींव आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने भारत की राजनीति में रखा है, और वह है विकासवाद, विकास की कहानी। सबका साथ, सबका विकास, सबका विश्वास और सबका प्रयास, इस मूल मंत्र को लेकर जिस अथक प्रयास के साथ आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने गुजरात की जनता, देश की जनता की सेवा की है, वह हमको प्रचंड जीत में दिखती हुई दिखाई देती है। हम जानते हैं कि विकास के साथ साथ कल्याणकारी नीति गांव, गरीब, वंचित, पीड़ित, शोषित, दलित, समाज के अंतिम पायदान पर खड़ा व्यक्ति, उन सब के लिए जो आपने नीतियां बनाई, जो आपने कार्यक्रम बनाए, जो उनके दुख दर्द को समझा, जो उनके आंसुओं को पोंछने का आपने काम किया, उस गरीब के घर में रोटी मिल सके इसकी व्यवस्था की, उसके घर में अच्छा सा शौचालय हो जाए और वो जीवन इज्जत के साथ जी सके, इस यह परिवर्तन आपने ला करके दिखाया है। गरीब के घर में बिजली मिले 24 घंटे, उसको 2 वक्त की रोटी मिले, वह विकास करने के लिए उसके शिक्षा की व्यवस्था हो, स्वास्थ्य की व्यवस्था हो, महिलाओं की चिंता हो, युवाओं की चिंता हो, किसानों को इज्जत से आगे बढ़ने का मौका मिले, ये सारी नीतियों को आपने प्रतिपादित किया है। और जिस तरीके से आपने गुजरात में विकास में सारे रिकॉर्ड तोड़े हैं, गुजरात की जनता ने भी नतीजों में सारे रिकॉर्ड तोड़ दिए, यह भी आपको देखने को मिला। हमें मालूम है 52.5% वोट हमारे को मिला गुजरात में, और उसके साथ साथ 156 सीटों पर हम विजय हासिल कर पाए। जहां तक कांग्रेस का सवाल है, पिछले चुनाव में 41.4 से घट करके 27.3% पर कांग्रेस आकर के खड़ी हो गई। एक तरीके से उनका वंशवाद, परिवारवाद, अकर्मण्यता और गैर जिम्मेदाराना विपक्ष, यह सब मिलाकर के उनकी स्थिति इस तरीके की बनाता है। मैं यह भी कहना चाहता हूं, एक नई पार्टी आई गुजरात का अपमान करने के लिए। वो नई पार्टी क्या करती थी? एक पेपर लेकर के आए उनके नेता और कहने लगे, ये देखो, इसको नोट कर लो, और मैं यहां भविष्यवाणी करता हूं कि गुजरात में सरकार उनकी पार्टी की आ रही है। ऐसा गैर जिम्मेदाराना पार्टी का नेता जो इस तरीके से जनता के आंखों में धूल झोंकता हो, जनता को गुमराह करता हो, ऐसे नेता को आज नतीजों के बाद सार्वजनिक रूप से माफी मांगनी चाहिए गुजरात की जनता के साथ और भारत की जनता के साथ। यह कैसी राजनीति है? देखो, मैं लिख के दे रहा हूं, भविष्यवाणी कर रहा हूं। और दूसरा रिकॉर्ड उसने क्या तोड़ा? कि आजाद भारत में आज दिन तक ऐसा कोई नेता नहीं हुआ जो बोर्ड लेकर के चलता हो कि मैं कट्टर ईमानदार हूं। बोर्ड लेकर के ऐसे अपने बारे में बताने की आवश्यकता पड़ जाए, आप समझ सकते होंगे कि ये कितने कट्टर बेईमान हैं। मैं आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने हम सबका मार्गदर्शन करना है, मैं अधिक समय नहीं लूंगा, लेकिन मैं फिर से गुजरात में जो हमें सफलता आपने दिलाई और आपके नेतृत्व में हमें मिला है, और जिस हर्षोल्लास के साथ सारा देश हर्षोल्लास के साथ है, मैं आपको भी बधाई देता हूं और आदरणीय मोदी जी का अभिनंदन करता हूं, स्वागत करता हूं। मित्रों, मैं हिमाचल प्रदेश के बारे में भी कहना चाहता हूं। हिमाचल प्रदेश के मैं कार्यकर्ताओं को बधाई देता हूं, अथक प्रयास उन्होंने किया, बहुत मेहनत की। यह ठीक है कि हमें सफलता नहीं मिली, लेकिन यह भी ध्यान रखना चाहिए कि राज जरूर बदला, लेकिन साथ में राजनीति के रिवाज भी बदले। पहले जब पार्टियां बदलती थी तो 5% से वोट का फर्क पड़ता था। आज ठीक है कि हमारी सरकार नहीं बन पाई, लेकिन हमारे को 0.9% यानी 0.90 यानी 1% से कम वोट से हमारा फर्क रहा है। इस बात को भी हमको समझना चाहिए। मैं कार्यकर्ताओं को बधाई देता हूं और साथ ही साथ जो सरकार में आने वाली पार्टी है उनका स्वागत भी करता हूं, अभिनंदन भी करता हूं। वो अच्छे काम में जुटे, अच्छे काम में, विकास में हम उनका साथ देंगे, लेकिन हम निश्चित रूप से एक कारगर विपक्ष की भूमिका निभाते हुए हिमाचल की जनता के इंटरेस्ट को और उनके हितों की चिंता करते हुए हम काम करेंगे। मैं यह भी बताना चाहता हूं कि वहां भी पंजाब से सटा हुआ, जहां आम आदमी पार्टी की सरकार है, उनसे सटा हुआ हिमाचल प्रदेश है। 67 सीटें चुनाव लड़ने आए थे और मैंने कहा था कि खाता तो खुलना छोड़ो, इनकी जमानत जब्त होगी, और 67 की 67 सीटों पर जमानत जब्त हुई और 25 सीटों पे नोटा से भी कम वोट आए हैं। 25 सीटों पे नोटा से भी कम वोट आए। मित्रों, अगर मैं दिल्ली की बात करूं, हमारे कार्यकर्ताओं ने बहुत मेहनत की, बहुत मेहनत की। मैं दिल्ली के कार्यकर्ताओं का अभिनंदन करता हूं, अभिवादन करता हूं। मैं ये भी बताना चाहता हूं कि यहां की दिल्ली की सरकार ने एमसीडी का 33,000 करोड़ रुपए जो एमसीडी को देने थे, वो देने से वंचित रखा। मैं ये भी बताना चाहता हूं कि 720 करोड़ रुपए जो स्वास्थ्य के लिए देने थे, उससे देने से उन्होंने एमसीडी को वंचित रखा। मैं यह भी बताना चाहता हूं कि लगभग 450 करोड़ जो शिक्षा पे खर्च होना था, ये दिल्ली के हितकारी बोलते हैं अपने आप को, इन्होंने जितना दिल्ली का हित का खनन किया है, वह आपके सामने रखना चाहता हूं। शिक्षा में भी 450 करोड़ रुपए जो एमसीडी को देना था, वह देने से उन्होंने वंचित रखा। और इतना ही नहीं, जब म्युनिसिपल कॉर्पोरेशन ने कहा कि हम अपने बॉन्ड्स, म्युनिसिपल बॉन्ड्स बना करके हम जनता से पैसा उठाते हैं, हम मार्केट से पैसा उठाते हैं, लेकिन हम दिल्ली की जनता की सेवा करने के लिए आतुर हैं, तो उसका भी परमिशन यहां की दिल्ली की सरकार, जो दिल्ली विरोधी है, उसने नहीं दिया। इसके बावजूद भी हमारे कार्यकर्ताओं ने शानदार प्रदर्शन करते हुए एक शानदार तरीके से चुनाव को लड़ा और बहुत कम अंतर है। और मैं जरूर कहूंगा कि एक अच्छी विपक्ष की भूमिका हम निभाते हुए उसको भी हम आगे बढ़ाएंगे और उसको भी हम पूरा करेंगे। मैं मित्रों, आपके और आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी के बीच में बहुत समय नहीं लेना चाहता। आज एक बाई इलेक्शन हुआ है, जिसमें बिहार में हम कुर्नी में बाई इलेक्शन जीते हैं। यह चुनाव जब से जनता दल यूनाइटेड हमसे अलग हटी और महागठबंधन में गई, और ये कहते थे कि अब ये गठबंधन का कोई तोड़ नहीं है, इस महागठबंधन को भी दूसरी बार हराते हुए कुर्नी की भी विधानसभा भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने एक तरफा जीती है। ये बिहार के आने वाले नतीजों के बारे में इंगित करता है, बिहार के आगे के चुनाव के बारे में इंगित करता है। ये दूसरा चुनाव है जब नीतीश जी आरजेडी से मिल गए और कहा कि ये तो अब बड़ा भारी कास्ट का अलायंस होगा। हम इनको भी ये बता देना चाहते हैं कि आदरणीय मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में चाहे उत्तर प्रदेश हो चाहे बिहार हो, मैथमेटिक्स नहीं चलता, केमिस्ट्री चलती है, केमिस्ट्री चलती है, प्यार चलता है। और लोग विकास को वोट देते हैं, आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी को वोट देते हैं। मित्रों, हम इसी तरीके से आगे बढ़ेंगे। आज आपके और प्रधानमंत्री जी के बीच में ज्यादा समय न रहता हुआ, आज सच में ऐतिहासिक दिन है, जिस दिन आजादी के बाद गुजरात में हमने सारे रिकॉर्ड आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी के नेतृत्व में तोड़े। और मित्रों, ये भी याद रखना कि प्रधानमंत्री जी ने जितनी अथक मेहनत चुनाव में करते हैं, वो हम सब के लिए अनुकरणीय है, वो हम सब के लिए दिशा देता है, वो हम सबको बताता है कि किस तरीके से भारत की जनता को आगे बढ़ाने के लिए आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी दिन रात काम करते हैं। मैं इन्हीं शब्दों के साथ पुनः उनका हार्दिक अभिनंदन करता हूं, स्वागत करता हूं, और उनका जो मार्गदर्शन हमको मिलेगा, मैं विश्वास दिलाता हूं कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी के करोड़ों कार्यकर्ता आपके रास्ते पर चलेंगे और आपके माध्यम से देश को आगे बढ़ाने में अपना योगदान करेंगे। इन्हीं शब्दों के साथ बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
भारत माता की, भारतीय जनता पार्टी, श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जिंदाबाद। अब मैं निवेदन करूंगा भारत के प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी से, जो हर जीत का आधार है, मूल आधार है, हमारे नेता हमें संबोधित करें, हम सबका मार्गदर्शन करें।
भारत माता की, भारत माता की, भारत माता की। भारतीय जनता पार्टी के राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष श्रीमान जेपी नड्डा जी, हमारे वरिष्ठ साथी श्री राजनाथ जी, श्री अमित भाई, सभी प्यारे साथियों, मैं सबसे पहले जनता जनार्दन के सामने नतमस्तक हूं। जनता जनार्दन का आशीर्वाद अभिभूत करने वाला है। श्रीमान जेपी नड्डा जी के नेतृत्व में भारतीय जनता पार्टी के कार्यकर्ताओं ने जो परिश्रम किया है, उसकी खुशबू आज हम चारों तरफ अनुभव कर रहे हैं। जहां भारतीय जनता पार्टी प्रत्यक्ष नहीं जीती, वहां भाजपा का वोट शेयर भाजपा के प्रति स्नेह का साक्षी है। मैं गुजरात और हिमाचल और दिल्ली और जनता का बहुत विनम्र भाव से आभार व्यक्त करता हूं। भाजपा के प्रति ये स्नेह देश के अलग अलग राज्यों के उपचुनाव में भी दिख रहा है। यूपी के रामपुर में भाजपा को जीत हासिल हुई है। बिहार के उपचुनावों में भाजपा का प्रदर्शन आने वाले दिनों का स्पष्ट संकेत कर रहा है। मैं आज चुनाव आयोग का भी अभिनंदन करता हूं, उनका आभार व्यक्त करता हूं। और ये चुनाव के दरमियान एक बहुत बड़ी बात जिसकी चर्चा होनी चाहिए थी, जहां तक मेरी जानकारी है, एक भी पोलिंग बूथ में रीपोलिंग करवाने की नौबत नहीं आई है। मतलब कि सुख और शांतिपूर्ण रूप से लोकतंत्र की भावनाओं को पूरी तरह लेटर एंड स्पिरिट में स्वीकार करते हुए मतदाताओं ने लोकतंत्र के उस उत्सव को बहुत बड़ी ताकत दी है। और इसके लिए भी चुनाव आयोग अभिनंदन का अधिकारी है। इस चुनाव में हिस्सा लेने वाले हर राजनीतिक कार्यकर्ता को, हर दल को भी मैं साधुवाद देता हूं। साथियों, आज मैं हिमाचल के हर मतदाता का भी बहुत बहुत आभारी हूं। जैसे अभी नड्डा जी बता रहे थे, हिमाचल के चुनाव में 1% से भी कम अंतर से ये हार जीत का फैसला हुआ है। 1% से भी कम। इतना कम अंतर से हिमाचल में कभी नतीजे नहीं आए हैं। हिमाचल में हर 5 वर्ष में सरकारें बदली हैं, लेकिन हर में जब बदलाव हुआ है, कभी 5%, कभी 6%, कभी 7%। जीतने वाले और हार वाले के बीच में अंतर रहा है। इस बार 1% से भी कम। इसका मतलब है कि जनता ने भी भारतीय जनता पार्टी को विजय बनाने के लिए भरसक प्रयास किया है। मैं हिमाचल की जनता को आश्वस्त करता हूं कि भाजपा भले ही 1% से पीछे रह गई, लेकिन विकास के लिए हमारी प्रतिबद्धता 100% रहेगी। हिमाचल से जुड़े हर विषय को हम पूरी मजबूती से उठाएंगे और केंद्र सरकार के द्वारा हिमाचल की प्रगति का जो उसका हक है, उसमें भी कभी हम कमी नहीं आने देंगे। अभी जो मैंने दिल्ली का वर्णन सुना कि किस प्रकार से दिल्ली कॉरपोरेशन को विफल करने के इरादे से जनता के साथ धोखा किया गया, ये काम हम नहीं करते हैं। हम हिमाचल की प्रगति के लिए भी भारत सरकार की प्रतिबद्धता वैसी ही बनी रहेगी। साथियों, बीजेपी को मिला जन समर्थन इसलिए भी महत्वपूर्ण है क्योंकि ये ऐसे समय में आया है जब भारत अमृत काल में प्रवेश कर चुका है। ये दिखाता है कि आने वाले 25 साल सिर्फ और सिर्फ विकास की राजनीति के ही है। भाजपा को मिला जन समर्थन नए भारत की आकांक्षाओं का प्रतिबिंब है। भाजपा को मिला जन समर्थन भारत के युवाओं की युवा सोच का प्रकटीकरण है। भाजपा को मिला जन समर्थन गरीब, दलित, वंचित, पिछड़े, शोषित, आदिवासियों के सशक्तिकरण के लिए है। लोगों ने भाजपा को वोट दिया क्योंकि भाजपा का हर सुविधा को प्रत्येक गरीब, मध्यम वर्गीय परिवार तक जल्द से जल्द पहुंचाना चाहती है। लोगों ने भाजपा को वोट दिया क्योंकि भाजपा देश के हित में बड़े से बड़े और कड़े से कड़े फैसले लेने का दम रखती है। भाजपा का बढ़ता जन समर्थन ये दिखाता है कि परिवारवाद और भ्रष्टाचार के खिलाफ जन आक्रोश लगातार बढ़ रहा है। और मैं इस बात को स्वस्थ लोकतंत्र के लिए एक शुभ संकेत के रूप में देखता हूं। और साथियों, इस बार वाकई गुजरात ने तो कमाल ही कर दिया है। मैं नड्डा जी सहित सभी भाजपा कार्यकर्ताओं को बधाई देता हूं और विशेष रूप से मैं गुजरात की जनता को भी नमन करता हूं। चुनावों के दौरान मैंने गुजरात के भाई बहनों और युवाओं से कहा था कि इस बार नरेंद्र का रिकॉर्ड टूटना चाहिए। और मैंने वादा किया था कि भूपेंद्र नरेंद्र का रिकॉर्ड तोड़े, इसलिए नरेंद्र जी जान से मेहनत करेगा। और गुजरात की जनता ने तो रिकॉर्ड तोड़ने में भी रिकॉर्ड कर दिया। उसने गुजरात की स्थापना से लेकर के अब तक सारे रिकॉर्ड तोड़ दिए। गुजरात के इतिहास का सबसे प्रचंड जनादेश भाजपा को देकर गुजरात के लोगों ने नया इतिहास बना दिया है। 2.5 दशक से निरंतर सरकार में रहने के बावजूद इस प्रकार का प्यार अभूतपूर्व है, अद्भुत है। लोगों ने जाति, वर्ग, समुदाय और हर तरह के विभाजन से ऊपर उठकर भाजपा को वोट दिया है। भारतीय जनता पार्टी गुजरात के हर घर का हिस्सा है, गुजरात के हर परिवार का हिस्सा है। साथियों, इस चुनाव में गुजरात में 1 करोड़ से भी ज्यादा ऐसे वोटर्स थे जिन्होंने मतदान किया, लेकिन ये वो मतदाता थे जिन्होंने कभी भी कांग्रेस के कुशासन को, उसकी बुराइयों को देखा नहीं था। वे फ्रेश थे, उन्होंने सिर्फ भाजपा की ही सरकार को देखा था। और युवाओं की तो प्रकृति होती है कि वो हमेशा सवाल पूछते हैं, जांचते हैं, परखते हैं, उसके बाद किसी फैसले पर पहुंचते हैं। युवा सिर्फ इसलिए किसी पार्टी को वोट नहीं करते क्योंकि वो दशकों से सत्ता में रही या फिर उस पार्टी के नेता किसी बड़ी परिवार के हैं। युवा तभी वोट देते हैं जब उन्हें भरोसा होता है, जब उन्हें सरकार का काम प्रत्यक्ष नजर आता है। और इसलिए आज युवाओं ने जब भाजपा को भारी संख्या में वोट दिया है, सीट से लेकर वोट तक के सारे रिकॉर्ड तोड़ दिए हैं, तो इसके पीछे का संदेश बहुत स्पष्ट है। इसका मतलब है कि युवाओं ने हमारे काम को जांचा, परखा और उस पर भरोसा किया है। इसका मतलब ये है कि युवा भाजपा की विकास वाली राजनीति चाहते हैं। इसका मतलब है कि युवा ना तो जातिवाद के बहकावे में आते हैं, न परिवारवाद के। युवाओं का दिल सिर्फ विजन और विकास से जीत सकते हैं, और भाजपा में विजन भी है और विकास के प्रति प्रतिबद्धता भी है। साथियों, आज एक और बात याद करने वाली है। जब महामारी के घोर संकट के बीच बिहार में चुनाव हुए थे, तो जनता ने भाजपा को भरपूर आशीर्वाद दिया। जब महामारी के संकट से बाहर निकलते हुए असम, यूपी, उत्तराखंड, गोवा, मणिपुर एक के बाद एक चुनावों में जनता ने भारतीय जनता पार्टी को ही चुना। और आज जब भारत विकसित भारत के लक्ष्य की प्राप्ति के लिए आगे बढ़ रहा है, तो भी देश की जनता का भरोसा सिर्फ और सिर्फ भाजपा पर है। मैं बड़े बड़े एक्सपर्ट्स को भी ये याद दिलाना चाहता हूं कि गुजरात के इस चुनाव में भाजपा का आह्वान था विकसित गुजरात से विकसित भारत का निर्माण। गुजरात के नतीजों ने सिद्ध किया है कि सामान्य मानवी में विकसित भारत के लिए कितनी प्रबल आकांक्षा है। संदेश साफ है, जब देश के सामने कोई चुनौती होती है तो देश की जनता का भरोसा भाजपा पर होता है। जब देश पर कोई संकट आता है तो देश की जनता का भरोसा भाजपा पर होता है। जब देश बड़े लक्ष्य तय करता है तो उनकी प्राप्ति के लिए देशवासियों का भरोसा भाजपा पर होता है। जब देश की आकांक्षाएं चरम पर होती हैं तो भी उनकी पूर्ति के लिए देश की जनता का भरोसा भाजपा पर ही होता है। साथियों, भाजपा के आज हम जहां पहुंचे हैं, राज्यों में हो, स्थानीय स्वराज्य की निकायों में हो या केंद्र में हो, ये ऐसे ही नहीं पहुंचे हैं। 5 पीढ़ियां जनसंघ के जमाने से तपस्या करते हुए परिवार के परिवारों खपते रहे, तब जाकर के ये दल बना है, तब जाकर के हम यहां पहुंचे हैं। भाजपा के लिए लाखों समर्पित कार्यकर्ताओं ने अपना जीवन खपा दिया है। व्यक्तिगत सुख, व्यक्तिगत आकांक्षाएं, व्यक्तिगत खुशी, व्यक्तिगत महत्वाकांक्षा, व्यक्तिगत सफलता, इन सबको तिलांजलि देकर भाजपा का प्रत्येक कार्यकर्ता समाज और देश की सेवा करने में, समाज और देश को सशक्त करने में जुटा रहता है। हम विचार पर भी बल देते हैं और व्यवस्था को भी सबल बनाते रहते हैं। भाजपा अपने कार्यकर्ताओं की अथाह संगठन शक्ति पर भरोसा करके ही अपनी रणनीति बनाती है और सफल भी होती है। उतार चढ़ाव भाजपा के राजनीतिक जीवन में भी आए हैं, लेकिन हमने आदर्शों और मूल्यों पर अड़िग रहकर दिखाया है। साथियों, पिछले 8 वर्षों में देश में एक और बहुत बड़ा बदलाव अनुभव किया गया है। ये बदलाव कार्य का भी है, कार्यशैली का भी है। भाजपा की सरकारें भी कार्य को छोटा नहीं समझती। हम मानते हैं हर काम बड़े लक्ष्यों की प्राप्ति का माध्यम बनता है। इसलिए भाजपा की सरकारों ने गरीबों के लिए पक्के घर, शौचालय, गैस कनेक्शन, बिजली कनेक्शन, नल से जल, बैंक में खाते, मुफ्त इलाज, मुफ्त भोजन, इंटरनेट, ऐसी बेसिक सुविधाओं पर फोकस किया है। पहले की राजनीति में ये बहुत फैंसी विकास नहीं माना जाता था। पहले की राजनीति में इसे बड़े काम के तौर पर देखा भी नहीं जाता था। इसलिए आज जो भी सरकारी लाभ है वो हर व्यक्ति, हर क्षेत्र, हर वर्ग जो उसका हकदार है उस तक तेजी से पहुंचने के लिए ईमानदारी से प्रयास किया जाता है। पूरा का पूरा पहुंचे, इसके लिए टेक्नोलॉजी का भी भरपूर उपयोग किया जाता है। किस क्षेत्र, किस वर्ग, किस समुदाय में कितने वोट हैं, इस आधार पर न हम देश चलाते हैं, न राज चलाते हैं, न सरकारें चलाते हैं। और हमें आज इस बदली हुई राजनीति के सकारात्मक नतीजे भी देखने को मिल रहे हैं। आज बड़े बड़े एक्सपर्ट भी ये कह रहे हैं कि भारत में गरीबी कम हो रही है। साथियों, देश ने पिछले 8 वर्षों में गरीब को सशक्त करने के साथ ही गरीब तक मूलभूत सुविधाएं पहुंचाने के साथ ही आधुनिक इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर पर भी फोकस किया है। रोड हो, रेल हो, एयरपोर्ट हो, टनल्स हो, सोलर पावर प्लांट हो, स्टेडियम हो, ऑप्टिकल फाइबर नेटवर्क हो, जो भी हो, सबसे उत्तम हो, सबसे श्रेष्ठ हो, ये आकांक्षा लेकर आज भारत चल रहा है। और साथियों, मैं एक और बात आपको याद दिलाना चाहूंगा। हम सिर्फ घोषणा करने के लिए घोषणा नहीं करते, हम राष्ट्र निर्माण के व्यापक मिशन के लिए निकले हुए लोग हैं। इसलिए सिर्फ 5 वर्ष के राजनीतिक नफा नुकसान को देखते हुए हम कोई भी घोषणा नहीं करते। हमारी हर घोषणा के पीछे एक दूरगामी लक्ष्य होता है, एक रोड मैप होता है। ये बात स्पष्ट है कि देश आज शॉर्टकट नहीं चाहता। देश का मतदाता आज इतना जागरूक है कि क्या उसके हित में है, क्या उसके अहित में है, वो अच्छी तरह जानता है। देश का वोटर जानता है कि शॉर्टकट की राजनीति का कितना बड़ा नुकसान देश को उठाना पड़ेगा। आज देश में कोई संशय नहीं कि अगर देश रहेगा, देश समृद्ध होगा, तो सबकी समृद्धि तय है। हमारे पूर्वजों के पास अनुभव का अगाध ज्ञान था और अनुभव के निचोड़ से कहावतें बनती थी। और हमारे यहां हमारे पूर्वजों ने हमें विरासत में दी हुई एक कहावत है, आमदनी अठन्नी और खर्चा रुपया। अगर ये वाला हिसाब रहेगा तो क्या स्थिति होगी, ये हम दुनिया में हमारे अड़ोस पड़ोस में आज भली भांति देख रहे हैं। और इसलिए आज देश बहुत सतर्क है। देश के हर राजनीतिक दल को ये याद रखना होगा कि चुनावी हथकंडों से किसी का भला नहीं हो सकता। साथियों, आज के जनादेश में एक और संदेश है। समाज के बीच दूरियां बढ़ाकर राष्ट्र के सामने नई चुनौतियां खड़ी करके जो राजनीतिक दल तत्कालिक लाभ लेने की फिराक में रहते हैं, उन्हें देश की जनता देश की युवा पीढ़ी देख भी रही है और समझ भी रही है। भारत का भविष्य फॉल्ट लाइंस को बढ़ा करके नहीं, फॉल्ट लाइंस को गिरा कर ही उज्जवल बनेगा। कभी भाषा की दीवार, कभी रहन सहन, कभी क्षेत्र, कभी खान पान, कभी ये वर्ग, कभी वो वर्ग। लड़ने के लिए तो सैकड़ों वजह हो सकती है, लेकिन जुड़ने के लिए एक वजह ही काफी है। ये मातृभूमि, ये धरती, ये देश, ये हमारा भारत। जीने के लिए और मरने के लिए इससे बड़ी वजह कोई और नहीं हो सकती। इसलिए हमें देश प्रथम, इंडिया फर्स्ट की भावना के साथ आगे बढ़ना है। साथियों, मुझे खुशी है कि आज भारत के गांव हो या शहर, गरीब हो या मिडिल क्लास, किसान हो या श्रमिक, सभी की पहली पसंद भाजपा है। भाजपा को गुजरात के आदिवासी क्षेत्रों का भी अभूतपूर्व आशीर्वाद मिला है। और मुझे अभी जो जानकारी बताई गई, एससी एसटी की गुजरात में करीब 40 सीटें आरक्षित है। 40 में से 34 सीटें थंबिंग मेजोरिटी से भारतीय जनता पार्टी जीती है। आज आदिवासी भाजपा को अपनी आवाज मान रहे हैं। आज भाजपा को आदिवासी समुदाय का जबरदस्त समर्थन मिल रहा है। इस बदलाव को पूरे देश में महसूस किया जा रहा है। ऐसा इसलिए हो रहा है क्योंकि दशकों तक जिन आदिवासियों की आकांक्षाओं को नजरअंदाज किया गया, वो अब देख रहे हैं कि भाजपा लगातार उनकी उम्मीदें पूरी करने में जुटी है। ये भाजपा ही है जिसके प्रयासों से देश को पहली आदिवासी राष्ट्रपति मिली है। ये भाजपा ही है जिसने आदिवासी कल्याण के लिए बजट बढ़ाया और आदिवासी क्षेत्रों में विकास को रफ्तार दी। भाजपा सरकार ने ऐसे अनेक कदम उठाए हैं जिससे आदिवासी समुदाय के लोगों को आर्थिक रूप से मजबूत बनाया जा रहा है। देश भर में आदिवासी स्वतंत्रता सेनानियों के म्यूजियम बनाकर भाजपा आजादी के उन वीर योद्धाओं को सम्मान दे रही है। भगवान बिरसा मुंडा के जन्मदिन को भाजपा सरकार में ही जनजातीय गौरव दिवस घोषित किया गया है। हमारे इन प्रयासों ने आदिवासी युवाओं को उनके स्वाभिमान को ऊंचा किया है। आज भाजपा आदिवासियों को सशक्त करने के लिए हर संभव प्रयास कर रही है। साथियों, आजकल हर चुनाव नतीजों के बाद ये चर्चा भी बहुत होती है कि देश की माताएं, बहनें, बेटियां भाजपा पर इतना आशीर्वाद क्यों बरसाती है। अगर कोई ईमानदारी से आत्मचिंतन करे तो ये पाएगा कि आजादी के बाद से पहली बार आज देश में एक ऐसी सरकार है जो महिलाओं की समस्याएं, उनकी चुनौतियां, उनकी आवश्यकताएं, उनकी आकांक्षाएं, उसे समझने का लगातार प्रयास कर रही है और उसके अनुसार काम की योजना बनाती है। गांव देहात से लेकर शहर तक घरेलू कार्य में व्यस्त महिला से लेकर स्वरोजगार करने वाली या किसी रोजगार से जुड़ी महिलाओं के लिए जितना भाजपा सरकार ने किया है उतना पहले किसी भी सरकार ने नहीं किया। महिलाओं के लिए पहले की सरकारों के 70 साल के कार्यों की तुलना में भाजपा सरकार के 7-8 साल के कार्य कहीं ज्यादा है और इसलिए आज जब भी चुनाव होते हैं तो देश की माताएं, बहनें, बेटियां कमल के निशान का सिर्फ बटन ही नहीं दबाती, उनके हाथों में एक आशीष का भाव होता है, आशीर्वाद का भाव होता है और जब वो उंगली कमल के बटन पर रखती हैं तब वो हम जैसे लाखों कार्यकर्ताओं के सर पे विजय तिलक भी लगा देती है। महिलाओं के मुद्दे भाजपा के लिए चुनावी मुद्दे नहीं है, बल्कि भाजपा की हर योजना का वो प्राण तत्व है। महिलाओं का जीवन आसान बनाना हो, महिलाओं को ज्यादा से ज्यादा रोजगार के, स्वरोजगार के अवसर मुहैया कराना हो, ये भाजपा का कमिटमेंट है। मैं इसे अपनी सरकार का सौभाग्य मानता हूं कि हमें महिला सशक्तिकरण के लिए इतना कुछ करने का मौका देश की जनता ने दिया है। साथियों, आने वाला समय देश के लिए, हम सभी के लिए बहुत महत्वपूर्ण है। सबका साथ, सबका विकास, सबका विश्वास और सबका प्रयास, इस भावना पर आगे बढ़ते हुए हमें विकसित भारत के लिए काम करना है। हमें मिलकर एक दूसरे के साथ काम करना है। आइए, नागरिक के रूप में हम विकसित भारत के संकल्प के साथ जुड़े, विकसित भारत के इस अभियान से जुड़े और मैं फिर एक बार देश भर के लाखों कार्यकर्ताओं को 5-5 पीढ़ी की तपस्या को आगे बढ़ाने के लिए हृदय से धन्यवाद करता हूं, अभिनंदन करता हूं। मैं जनता जनार्दन को भी प्रणाम करता हूं। उनके निरंतर आशीर्वाद हमारे लिए नित्य नूतन ऊर्जा बन जाते हैं। ये निरंतर समर्थन हमें सात्विक भाव से, सेवा भाव से, समर्पण भाव से कार्य करने की शक्ति देता है। जब हमें जनता जनार्दन का आशीर्वाद मिलता है तो हमें अधिक परिश्रम करने की प्रेरणा जगती है, अधिक पुरुषार्थ करने का संकल्प जगता है और संकल्पों को सिद्ध करने के लिए जीवन खपा दे करके सिद्धि तक पहुंचाने के लिए हम लगे रहते हैं, क्योंकि जनता जनार्दन, इसे हम ईश्वर का रूप मानते हैं और यही सामर्थ्य, यही शक्ति एक सेवक के भाव से, सेवा भाव से, समर्पण की अप्रतिम राह को पकड़ते हुए चलते रहना, चलते रहना, चलते रहना, चरैवेति चरैवेति चरैवेति, इसी मंत्र को लेकर के हम चल रहे हैं। भाइयों बहनों, इस चुनाव में अब बहुत लोगों को जानने पहचानने का भी अवसर मिल चुका है। पिछले कुछ चुनावों का एक बड़े कैनवास पर एनालिसिस करना चाहिए। कि जो अपने आप को न्यूट्रल कहते हैं, जिनका न्यूट्रल होना जरूरी होता है, वो कहां खड़े होते हैं, कब कैसे रंग बदलते हैं और कैसे कैसे खेल खेलते हैं, वो अब देश को जान लेना बहुत जरूरी है, बहुत जरूरी है। उत्तराखंड का इतना बड़ा चुनाव हुआ, कितनी जमानतें जब्त हुई, किसकी हुई, कोई चर्चा नहीं। हिमाचल में इतना बड़ा चुनाव हुआ, कितने लोगों की जमानत जब्त हुई, कितने लोगों का बुरा हाल हुआ, कोई चर्चा नहीं। भाइयों बहनों, उन लोगों को भी जानना चाहिए, पहचानना चाहिए कि ये भी ठेकेदार है। राजनीति में सेवा भाव से एक मुख्य सेवक की तरह काम करना, वो जैसे डिस्क्वालिफिकेशन माना जा रहा है। क्या नौबत आई है, ये कैसे नए मापदंड लगाए गए हैं। अब देखिए, मुझे खुशी हो रही है कि हमारे गुजरात के सीएम भूपेंद्र भाई पटेल करीब करीब 2 लाख वोटों से जीते हैं। असेंबली सीट पे लोकसभा में भी कोई 2 लाख से जीते तो बहुत बड़ी बात मानी जाती है। असेंबली में करीब करीब 2 लाख वोट से जीतना, लेकिन ठेकेदारों का, उनका तराजू कुछ और है। और इसलिए भाइयों बहनों, हमें निरंतर विपरीत इन जुल्मों के बीच में आगे बढ़ना है। हमें अपनी सहन शक्ति को बढ़ाना है, हमें अपनी समझ शक्ति को बढ़ाना है, और हमें हमारे सेवा भाव का विस्तार भी करना है, हमारे सेवा भाव की गहराई भी बढ़ानी है, और सेवा भाव से ही जीतना है। क्योंकि जो जहां बैठा है वो बदलने वाला नहीं है, उसका इरादा नेक नहीं है जी। और इसलिए हमारी कसौटी है, हर पल हमारी कसौटी है। और मैं तो कभी कभी मानता हूं, और खास करके 2002 के बाद मैं विशेष रूप से मानता हूं, शायद मेरे जीवन का कोई पल ऐसा नहीं गया, कोई कदम ऐसा नहीं रहा जिसकी धज्जियां न उड़ा दी गई हो, जिसकी आलोचना नहीं, धज्जियां उड़ा देना, बाल नोच लेना। लेकिन इसका मुझे बहुत फायदा हुआ, क्योंकि मैं हमेशा सतर्क रहा। हर इस प्रकार की बुरी प्रवृत्ति से कुछ न कुछ सकारात्मक खोजता रहा, खुद में बदलाव लाता रहा, सीखता गया, बढ़ता गया। और जिन लोगों को चारों तरफ से उछालने वाले लोग रहते हैं, कंधे पर बिठा करके नाचने वाले लोग रहते, उनसे सुधरने की भी संभावना नहीं होती है। वो तो जो है वहां से भी बिगड़ेंगे। और इसलिए आलोचनाओं ने भी हमें बहुत सिखाया है। हर आलोचना में से हमारे काम की चीज हमें खोजते रहना है, हमें अपनी शक्ति को बढ़ाते रहना है, और कठोर से कठोर झूठे आरोपों को सहने का सामर्थ्य भी बढ़ाना होगा साथियों, क्योंकि अब जुल्म बढ़ने वाला है। अब मान के चलिए, मुझ पर भी बढ़ने वाला है, आप सब पर भी बढ़ने वाला है, क्योंकि ये सहन नहीं कर पाएंगे, ये पचा नहीं पाएंगे। और उसका जवाब यही है, हमें अपनी सहन शक्ति बढ़ाना है, हमें अपनी समझदारी का विस्तार करना है, हमें अधिक से अधिक लोगों को समावेश करने की दिशा में अपने हाथ चौड़ा करके लोगों को स्वीकारना है, स्वागत करना है। सकारात्मक रास्ता, सेवा भाव का रास्ता, समर्पण का रास्ता, यही मार्ग हमने चुना है, वही मार्ग हमको यहां पहुंचाया है और आगे भी हमारे पुरुषार्थ से, परिश्रम से देश की आकांक्षाओं वाला ये देश भी बनेगा। 2047 जब हिंदुस्तान आजादी के 100 साल मनाएगा, विकसित भारत हमारे नौजवानों के हाथ में हम देके जाएंगे। दोस्तों बोलिए भारत माता की, भारत माता की, भारत माता की। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
Prime Minister Narendra Modi, with that grand victory speech, you can see he's pumped, he's massively energetic, delighted with this result. I've got two astute observers of the Prime Minister's career. Sheila Bhatt to my right, Deepal Trivedi to my left. Sheila Ben, I'll come to you first. You know what's going on in his mind oftentimes. I've seen this man grow up and assume the kind of position he has at this time. Your sense of what he's thinking and the message he's seeking to convey in this speech.
So very as expected, expected line this speech was, but I think it was little less euphoric, I would say, and more matured. He made 2-3 points I really noticed, that particularly a point about the first time voters who haven't seen Congress rule in Gujarat. Second, about women, he emphasized very heavily on that point, that how his government is taking care of women voters, women citizens. And third thing, I think generally the way, he gave a kind of an idea that BJP is taken seriously and, it is there and it is here to stay for long. That kind of a feeling.
He's also talking about the next 25 years.
Yes.
So here's
BJP,
a man who's not
we are
resting
here,
on his
we are
laurels.
big and we...
I am tired at the end of a long day, saying, okay, let's just go back home, get some rest. He's thinking about the next 25 years. Deepal Ben, your sense of the big message he's looking to send tonight.
We are here to stay, that kind of a feeling.
He's here to stay.
He's here
to stay.
No, that's what I think PM was giving, that kind of a feeling.
Yes, Deepal.
Yes. Prime Minister Modi's speech this evening, I think, has been one of the most matured speeches I've heard in last few years. Right, as Sheila Ben rightly pointed out, it was less euphoric, more matured. What I marked is his humbleness. There was no Modiism in his speech. If we marked, he gave credit to, he gave names. Usually it is, that I did this, or like just Amit Bhai did this. Today he categorically gave credit to the people of Gujarat. He named Chief Minister Bhupendra Patel, and he specially mentioned youth. Like I would say that the youth he mentioned are the ones who have never witnessed Congress rule in Gujarat, because BJP has been in power for 27 years. So these are the youth. So he tried to give an impetus to the youth to stay loyal to BJP by establishing that youth always vote with a reason and a vision. When it comes...
Talking about women as well.
When he talked about women, as I said earlier in the day, women in Gujarat are really impressed. 38 lakh gas cylinders in a prosperous state like Gujarat is not a joke. This is the reason, as we were discussing in the morning, the tribal seats, as he mentioned. This is the biggest feat that BJP and Narendra Modi has achieved. When the tribals were against 2 or 3 projects. There was some issues about displacement on Sardar Sarovar Statue of Unity. He resolved that. The Tapti link project, he immediately resolved it. So he really focused on tribals, and not now. He has been doing this exercise for last 3 years. In 2019, if we look at Lok Sabha elections,
It was the first time in Gujarat since 1960 that the BJP got 53% vote share in the 27 tribal seats of Gujarat. So he has been working. It's not an overnight job. The Congress does a very overnight job.
Okay, I'll slip into a quick break right now. We have a lot to talk about in terms of the national implications. The Prime Minister there repeatedly talking about an Amrit Kal starting, talking about the next 25 years. Unsaid in that is the idea that the BJP is here for the next 25 years. And that's something that we'll talk about as well, given the state of disarray in the opposition. Is that something that can happen? Ultimately, 2.5 decades is a lifetime. But that's their audacity, that's their ambition, that's the aggression with which they are making their moves. Now, it's for the opposition to determine what their move can be to take on the might of Modi, Shah, Nadda and the BJP. We're slipping into a quick break right now. We'll come back with the national implications of the verdict today in Gujarat, in Himachal. A lot of detailing, a lot of big newsmakers joining us on the news track on the other side of a quick break. Stay with us.
सो रहा था?
सो ही तो रहा था। सोते हुए जगाना पाप होता है लिया।
ये पाप तेरे मैट्रेस को लगेगा। हर मेमोरी फोम ऑर्थोपेडिक नहीं होता है। असली नींद के लिए स्विच टू ड्यूरोफ्लेक्स।
With doctor recommended Duroflex mattresses that have 5-zone full body support.
Nothing like Duroflex.
Oh, I wish he came with a mute button.
Oh, you know what?
What?
He does actually.
Really? Presenting Wave Plus by Duroflex. A smart bed with anti-snow mode, designed for those who take sleep seriously.
All right, where's my spot?
Students of Gurukulam call it the Khushiyo School or the School of Happiness. Here studies and fun go hand in hand. The children learn through activities like dance and music.
हमें गुरुकुलम में बहुत ही अच्छा लगता है। गुरुकुलम से जाने का मन ही नहीं करता क्योंकि सर हम लोग से इतना प्यार करते हैं और वो इतने अच्छे से हम लोग को पढ़ाते हैं। वहाँ पे हमें बल्कि रटाया नहीं बल्कि प्रैक्टिकली पढ़ाया जाता है। वहाँ पे हमारी स्किल्स में काम होता है। हमें योगा, सिंगिंग, एक्टिंग ऐसी कई सारी स्किल्स सिखाई जाती हैं।
कूड़ा कचरा में रहना किसे पसंद है? यहाँ आकर बहुत अच्छा लगता है। ऐसा लगता है यहीं पे रहें, कहीं न जाए।
There are nearly 150 underprivileged children at this Kanpur school run by a foundation set up by Uddeshya Sachin. He claims the school focuses on skills and art of living along with the basic education.
मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि शिक्षा एक मात्र माध्यम है, उत्तम शिक्षा एक मात्र माध्यम है जो समाज में फैली निगेटिविटी को समाप्त कर सकती है। और गुरुकुलम जैसे कई सारे विद्यालय में पूरे देश में स्थापित करना चाहता हूँ जिससे समाज में एक अच्छा परिवर्तन ला सकूं।
Uddeshya is like a father figure to the children. Recently, a very touching video of these kids with Sachin had gone viral.
Presented by Star Health Insurance, the health insurance specialist. Co-powered by OLXautos.in. Only OLX Autos gives OLX extra price for every car. In association with Titan Eye Plus, expert who cares. AMD, take the quantum leap in performance.
India's foremost pollster. Ladies and gentlemen, can we have a warm round of applause? This is indeed India's numero uno pollster.
From the assembly poll results of 2018.
All those people who are watching right now, that's the man. Well done.
So he wins.
Credit to Rajdeep, Rahul and India Today group.
This is a real remarkable moment because what we are seeing is electoral history.
to 2019 Lok Sabha polls.
Well done, Pradeep. 60, 59 to 68, we predicted. Spot on.
The man who was spot on during 2020 Delhi Assembly polls too.
I mean, if you cannot get right, then what's the point?
Is the man who got it right early this year in March too.
This dance is for BJP's victory
in Gujarat,
and Congress victory.
And now India Today is bang on with Access My India's Pradeep Gupta. Gujarat and Himachal Pradesh Assembly polls. We got it right.
Hello and welcome for our special coverage on India's election destination one final time here in 2022, and we've got plenty to, in a way, celebrate because we've got our election analysis spot on this time, from the numbers to what we had predicted in terms of what could be the potential outcomes.
BJP's historic victory in Gujarat and Rajdeep's dance moves trending and the matter of much chatter all across television and social. So we'll talk about that and more, and look more importantly, Rajdeep, at the national implications of what we've seen in the past 48 hours. The big victory in Gujarat, the Congress winning in Shimla. What does this mean for the battle for 2024?
Absolutely. Plenty to look forward to in our final bulletin, as I said, of this election day marathon coverage. But first, it's time for the headlines. Prime Minister Modi leads the BJP victory lap in Delhi after sweeping Gujarat to a record win. Thanks the voters of the state for a historic mandate, says the verdict is for the politics of Vikas.
देश का वोटर जानता है कि अगर देश रहेगा, देश समृद्ध होगा, तो सबकी समृद्धि तय है.
Prime Minister Modi smashes Chief Minister Modi's record in Gujarat. BJP scores its biggest win ever in the state. It's also the biggest win in Gujarat's political history. Massive victory celebration at the party headquarters in Delhi.
The Congress is decimated in Gujarat. The AAP fails to hit double digits, but Kejriwal rejoices, says the BJP fortress has been breached. AAP is now a national party.
आपकी आम आदमी पार्टी आज राष्ट्रीय पार्टी बन गई है. गुजरात एक तरह से बीजेपी का गढ़ माना जाता है. उस किले को भेदने में हम सफल हुए.
Congress reclaims the hill state of Himachal Pradesh. The party's MLAs are likely to hold a meeting tomorrow where a one-line resolution would be passed saying the High Command will decide who will be the next Chief Minister.
And India Today gets it right with its Exit Exact poll, the only channel that predicted both the historic BJP sweep in Gujarat and a Congress victory in Himachal. And the BJP rests Azam Khan's bastion of Rampur in the UP by-poll. Dimple Yadav wins Mainpuri with the highest ever vote share for the Samajwadi Party.
Now here's the thing about poll analysis and the linkage to exit poll results. If you get the exit poll result right, as we did both in Gujarat and in Himachal Pradesh, then everyone is assuming that everything that's being said is correct. If you get it wrong, they're just sitting back, inko kuch nahi aata. So we're very delighted with the fact that the polls are right. The analysis is generally right because remember, and we can only say this actually when we got the poll right, a poll can only give you a direction, a sense of the hawa, which way are the political winds blowing. The kind of accuracy that you're seeing Congress sitting at 40, the BJP 151, which is what India Today and Access My India had predicted, is phenomenal psephology. But that's not what you should ideally expect. Expectations should be more calibrated and more realistic. Polls give you a sense of direction. And that's something, Rajdeep, India's election destination has managed to do admirably well.
And not just Gujarat, the tougher poll in a way was Himachal.
Sure.
Because remember, if you looked at all the, when you did a poll of polls, most polls said BJP is ahead. It's a small state. It's a state where far-flung constituencies from Lahore, Spiti, right down to Hamirpur. It's not easy to predict in a hilly state like Himachal exact poll. So that I think was particularly, rewarding for the pollster and the analysis which was being done. There was much talk about the woman voter, more women voters coming out. And when you look at voting percentages, the BJP and the Congress separated by only 0.9% in Himachal. Despite that, the seat difference is about 15. So how do you get that right? Conversion of percentages into seats is tough, but what Pradeep Gupta and Axis are doing is going to every constituency. So that makes it a little bit easier. Even so, I think Himachal was a verdict which was a pollster's nightmare. Gujarat again. I mean, even some of us who thought the BJP would almost certainly win Gujarat were looking at 130, 140, but 150 plus to the point where the Congress is below 20 and the Aam Aadmi Party, which we expected would be in single digit, but the Congress taking the kind of hit that it has in Gujarat. I mean, these are remarkable numbers, and the Prime Minister has every reason to celebrate because it's his home state. And interestingly, Bhupendra Patel has broken the Prime Minister's record. But I wonder whether history books will say Narendra Modi's BJP broke Madhav Singh Solanki's record of 85 or Bhupendra Patel's BJP.
But Narendra Bhai gave credit to Bhupendra Patel. That it is Bhupendra.
Credit is one thing, but when you went across Gujarat, the dominant image on the skyline of Gujarat is Narendra Modi.
Yeah,
you go wherever, the fact is Gujarat is Mr. Modi's Gujarat. And I often wonder if Mr. Modi was not on the scene, would the BJP be as powerful? Would they be back to a 110, 120 party that they were in the Keshubai years?
That's a hypothetical question.
No, because the
Messi is in Argentina. Now Argentina plays.
This is his last World Cup. What happens next to Argentina?
Modi said this is the Amrit Kal, and he's talking about a 25-year horizon. Rajdeep, you're talking about retirement? The Prime Minister is talking about the next 25 years.
There's no retirement in question.
There's no retirement for Mr. Modi. Okay, let's listen into what Mr. Modi said precisely on breaking that record, because remember 2002, the BJP got 127. That was their highest ever. Since then, they had declined. 2007, 12 and 17, they came down to 99. Then in 5 years to rebuild and create the perfect storm, listen to what the Prime Minister said.
चुनावों के दौरान मैंने गुजरात के भाई बहनों और युवाओं से कहा था कि इस बार नरेंद्र का रिकॉर्ड टूटना चाहिए और मैंने वादा किया था कि भूपेंद्र नरेंद्र का रिकॉर्ड तोड़े, इसलिए नरेंद्र जी जान से मेहनत करेगा। और गुजरात की जनता ने तो रिकॉर्ड तोड़ने में भी रिकॉर्ड कर दिया। उसने गुजरात की स्थापना से लेकर के अब तक सारे रिकॉर्ड तोड़ दिए। गुजरात के इतिहास का सबसे प्रचंड जनादेश भाजपा को देकर गुजरात के लोगों ने नया इतिहास बना दिया है। ये बात स्पष्ट है कि देश आज शॉर्टकट नहीं चाहता। देश का मतदाता आज इतना जागरूक है कि क्या उसके हित में है, क्या उसके अहित में है, वो अच्छी तरह जानता है। देश का वोटर जानता है कि शॉर्टकट की राजनीति का कितना बड़ा नुकसान देश को उठाना पड़ेगा। जहां भारतीय जनता पार्टी प्रत्यक्ष नहीं जीती, वहां भाजपा का वोट शेयर भाजपा के प्रति स्नेह का साक्षी है। मैं गुजरात और हिमाचल और दिल्ली और जनता का बहुत विनम्र भाव से आभार व्यक्त करता हूं। भाजपा के प्रति ये स्नेह देश के अलग-अलग राज्यों के उपचुनाव में भी दिख रहा है.
You know what he's signaling there, Rajdeep, is Gujarat was a massive victory. Himachal, we just lost by about 1%. Typically, parties lose by 5-6. He's also signaling what he thinks is the beginning of an Amrit Kal, which will last for the next 25 years. Unsaid is the assumption that the BJP will lead India through this Amrit Kal of 2.5 decades.
Look, the BJP has always said that we are here for the long run. And look at what's happened in Gujarat. To come back again to 50% plus. You see, until now, the BJP got 50% plus in national elections. Now they're getting it in a state election. We thought the main reason why the BJP would do well in Gujarat was an opposition divided. The AAP vote, AAP was breaking into the Congress vote, which happened. If you look at add AAP plus Congress, it's about 40.7. Last time the Congress had 41% vote. But the BJP went up from 48, 49% to 52, 53%. So the BJP's got extra votes.
This is pro-incumbency.
That is, that is where the beneficiaries, I heard Deepal Trivedi speak about the fact about the number of Ujjwala beneficiaries in Gujarat. The fact that the Narmada waters have reached several parts of Gujarat, uninterrupted power supply. You have to give credit in a way to the Gujarat model. There are weaknesses in it. Look, there is education is a weakness in the model, health is a weakness, there are weaknesses in it. But people are recognizing that over the last 25 years, perhaps Gujarat in many ways is in a better place today, especially urban Gujarat.
1 lakh,
yes.
Rupee 1 lakh crore semiconductor factory. Yes. It's not a small thing. People know money will come.
You've taken away from Maharashtra and taken it to Gujarat, but that's another debate. But Dr. Sandeep Shastri is joining us. He's one of India's eminent political scientists. Lavanya Balal is Congress spokesperson. But, you know, Dr. Shastri makes sense of that. This was not just a divided opposition that helped Mr. Modi. There was something that makes a party after 27 years in power go up from 48 to 52%. What is that X factor that gave this growth?
Rajdeep, I think there are a range of factors. I think the split in the non-BJP vote is of course one factor. The second factor is the reasonably high levels of satisfaction with both the state government and the central government. People did have problems, people did articulate their problems, but possibly they also believed that the current dispensations at the state level and the central level are the ones who can best find a solution to these problems. So I think it is all these factors taken together that has contributed to the BJP being able to perform the way it did in Gujarat. I think this is also an indicator of the fact that in Gujarat, unlike in many other states and unlike for other parties, Gujarat was one state where the voters seemed to categorically say our vote is for the party and not so much for the candidates who are there in each of the 182 constituencies. This vote for party clearly has taken the BJP to the levels it finds itself today in at the end of today's counting day. So I think for me it's a combination of all these factors. A reasonably high level of satisfaction with both governments, the belief that the problems we face are possible to be addressed by these governments itself, a split in the anti-BJP vote, its good performance in certain regions of the state, and I think ultimately the focus on the party and not so much a focus on individual MLAs. These combination of factors I think ultimately has resulted in the type of verdict you find today.
But you're missing out on one factor which many believe is the elephant in the room. It's Hindutva. You know, let's be clear. When a Gujarati voter, and we are seeing it, and there are research papers on this, people who complain about, you know, that education levels are not good, when they go into that polling booth, wo Hindu andar ka jaag jata hai.
Why is that? Or it could be the voter who's a Modi fan.
Yes.
It's the chemistry of Modi.
Yes.
The management of Amit Shah and the penetration at the booth and the Panna level, which to just say that this is only because of Hindutva is a bit unfair.
No, I'm not saying only because. Naturally, there can be
primarily because of
I'll
Hindutva.
tell you what it is, Rahul.
It is largely because of Prime Minister Modi's chemistry and Amit Shah and the BJP's management of these elections. In seats where they are weak, they are winning people over, poaching them from the Congress and elsewhere. and trying to turn Congress strongholds into BJP seats.
You're right, Rahul. No one factor can ever explain such a big victory. All I'm saying is from 95 onwards, BJP has had a core vote of 47-48% in Gujarat, which is huge. This time it's gone up to 52. If you look at national elections, it goes up to even 57-58. The core BJP vote in Gujarat is 45 plus, even when Keshubhai was chief minister. What Mr. Modi has done has brought in what I call Moditva. So Modi embodies various things for different people. For some he embodies Vikas. For some he embodies the Hindutva strongman. For others he, the Hindu Hriday Samrat.
Vote is not the Hindutva vote.
The additional vote is the Modi vote.
Who want
is the Modi vote.
It's a verdict on Modi.
So I call it Moditva. It's Hindutva plus Modi. When they come together, it's 45% plus 7%. And in this election, the one additional factor was that even in the tribal belt, the opposition vote was badly splintered. So therefore, I believe you've got a state, and your point is right. The micro level management, the man-to-man marking, sending a CR Patil in a chopper to all the places where there are rebels to quell the rebellion, to ensure that where there are strong candidates, can we put up independents who will cut into the vote. This level of micro management is absolutely of another scale. So the organizational setup, Rahul, is so strong. So when you build on an organizational setup, you have a charismatic leader, you have an element of religious polarization, you have a divided opposition. It's the perfect storm. This was the perfect situation for the BJP, and therefore they've got this historic mandate.
See, let us remember here that when C.R. Patil won the Navsari Lok Sabha seat, okay, that was the highest margin in India. And it is C.R. Patil who started the booth management. Everybody has a page of 100 voters, and every worker goes to those 100 homes, and it is their duty to ensure that those 100 people go to the booth and vote.
Deepal, it's gone beyond that. This time in Gujarat, I was shown something else. They have page, the Panna Pramukh is now in charge of 30 voters. But under the Panna Pramukh, there are 4 page Samiti workers. So you've got 5 people tackling 30. Do you know what I was told by a pollster, local pollster? For every 30 voters, therefore, there's one BJP Karyakarta today. Now, this level of micromanagement, I don't think even the left had a vote for Hindutva.
I live in Ahmedabad.
There are various factors.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, Hindutva is one aspect.
It's the core. Hindutva and the organization are the core on which you built Mr. Modi's, brand. I believe brand Modi is bigger than brand BJP in Gujarat today. Brand Modi, I know that's a big thing to say, but brand Modi is bigger. You travel through Gujarat, Preeti, a number of people said, things are not great on the ground, but we have faith in Mr. Modi. Am I correct?
100%. When you'd go there'd be many factors. The X factor would always be the Prime Minister. So many people, even if you do a snap poll and ask, बताइए कि यहाँ के मुख्यमंत्री कौन है? उनको मुख्यमंत्री का नाम नहीं याद होगा, ना पता है. हमारा वोट मोदी, हमारा वोट मोदी और कमल. That's it.
And Rahul, when we keep mentioning the Bengal model and how the left won 7 elections in a row. I remember traveling through Bengal in 1998 or 2001. People didn't know Jyoti Basu with that same sense. It was the flag of the left, the Lal Salam. Here, it is the Bhagwa, but it is also Prime Minister Modi. Today, for example, look at Morbi. The BJP has swept Morbi, a district where this terrible tragedy took place. Now, many of us thought, will that result in anti-incumbency? Not at all. The BJP has swept Morbi. Go across into central Gujarat, all the urban pockets where the BJP last time, particularly North Gujarat, faced a bit of Patidar revolt, or Saurashtra. The BJP has won all. So they've learn from possible mistakes. What did they do? You bring back a Hardik into your fold, bring Alpesh into your fold. So it is, AB de Villiers is called a 360 batsman. This is 360 politics. Space ही नहीं रहा है opposition के लिए. कहाँ काम करोगे? It's impossible.
No, but
they monopolized Gujarat.
That's not
This
fair.
is domination.
For the simple reason that the opposition didn't try. You have a situation, Sheila Bhatt, where the opposition was so much in awe or in fear of Messrs. Modi, Shah and the BJP, that the Congress didn't even fight and didn't even try, and therefore you can't say there's no space for the opposition. Boss, where did the Congress try? Rahul Gandhi never took his Yatra to Gujarat.
So exactly, but first of all, I always disagree with Rajdeep when he says sweeping statement that Hindutva works in Gujarat. It's not like that. In every state, core Hindutva voters are there, cultivated for in a 50-long-year journey of Jansangh, BJP, RSS. So in Gujarat also there are pockets where this Hindu identity issue is more, and there are out of 52%, say 16-18% are core. But I'm a Gujarati from Mumbai, and my husband was from Jhanjmer near Bhavnagar. I can bet with you I will not find one single Hindutva guy in between Talaja and Bhavnagar and Jhanjmer.
But there is no...
So I am not found more than... Just a minute. No, let me finish. I'm from Bombay. So after marriage, I got introduced to Kathiawad. And I can tell you even now, to tell any Kathiawadi communal is an insult.
True. I agree.
Okay, Kathiawadi never vote on
region.
I have a very interesting...
So there will be some. There
has been no other state in the country, and the BJP is today India's #1 party, where the BJP has consistently scored over 46-48% of the vote. And there has to be some rational explanation.
Because Rajdeep, out of 10 voters you'd speak to, at least 2 of them will say Modi Bhagwan hai. Which other state enjoys a cult status of a figure like this?
It's Moditva.
Can I show something really interesting? This really gives you context on how the Bharatiya Janata Party is dominating Gujarat in a manner that no other party has dominated any other state in India, in India's modern political history. I'm overlaying 2 7-term rules of the CPIM, the vote share of the CPIM from 77 to 2011 versus the vote share of the BJP in the 7 terms that they've been in power. So in 1977, the first time the CPM won, they had 178 seats with about 35.46% of the vote. Then 38.49 in the next election, 39 in the third election. Remember these figures when I show you Gujarat. 36.97 in the fourth, 37.92, 36.59 and 37.13 in the 2006 election when they won 176 out of 294. So basically it hovers from 35.46 to about 39.30. So 39 to 35, that's the range of the CPIM's domination of West Bengal at their peak. Compare and contrast this with the BJP going back to 1995 when they picked up 42.5% of the vote, this time 52.7. So from 42 to 52 is the range of domination of the BJP. The CPIM's range of domination went from 35 to 39.30, which essentially means if you zoom out from the moment, think of the larger picture, the BJP, ladies and gentlemen, is dominating Gujarat like no other political party in the history of Indian modern politics.
Absolutely, which is exactly what I'm saying.
But it's a marriage, like habit-forming thing.
You know, both Sheila was reluctant to accept my proposition that there is a core Hindutva vote which is much larger. You see, 18 to 20% Hindutva vote doesn't explain this. This is much. You see, the nature of Hindutva has 2 elements in Gujarat. And again, this is contentious, but I maintain it is. One is the religious pious element. Look at the hold that Swaminarayan sects and various groups have there.
That's different thing.
1 minute. So there is that element and the more benign element. The other element post-2002, and that's where the BJP takes off to the next level. People of Gujarat have faith in Mr. Modi, and they also believe that this is now a state which is in a way the prototype of a potential Hindu Rashtra. This is the closest prototype of a Hindu Rashtra.
Don't talk about money.
This is the prototype of...
Gujarat has the biggest...
Ma'am, this is the closest prototype of a Hindu Rashtra that we had. 2017 was the one difference because 2017 caste reared its head again in Gujarat for the first time in 30 years. Since 1985, again the Patels tried to assert themselves and there was a sense of some confusion in the ranks. But forget all that, that's the one exceptional election. Otherwise, Mr. Modi plus Hindutva plus organization results, I believe, in these kind of dramatic figures. And Rahul, you're right. I don't think in the history of Indian politics has one party dominated a state quite like the BJP has in Gujarat. We've had rotational
because many things are working at the same time.
Of course, that's how it is.
That
It's the perfect
always
storm.
agrees. That
It's the
always
perfect
agrees.
storm.
But if Saurashtra is not communal, there are 54 seats. Tell me why BJP has not ever nominated a Muslim candidate from Saurashtra.
The BJP has had, in this 27 years of dominance, just one Muslim ever nominated in 1998.
BJP
That's all.
Yes,
Just
but
one.
I tell you, BJP doesn't nominate Muslim candidate, has nothing to do with the people's culture, habit, attitude.
Okay,
It is a separate
contentious
politics
issue.
and samaj alag hota hai.
Okay, contentious issue. We can debate that separately. We have very different views on that. But Lavanya Balal, Congress spokesperson, on a day like today, when you look at Gujarat, the Congress depression is being offset by what's happened in Himachal. You will have your first chief minister sworn in 4 years. So you can smile to that extent. But, Gujarat is a bad dream.
Good evening, Rajdeep and Rahul. You were talking about Moditwa, Rajdeep. I have to say, the Moditwa didn't work in Himachal Pradesh, did it? Let us also look at how, BJP had 163 crores in electoral bonds as against 10 crores that Congress got for for Gujarat. And when we talk about Himachal Pradesh, it is an extremely important, success for us because we have one in the Hindi heartland. On top of it, when we talk about Moditwa that you talked about, Prime Minister Modi made many rallies in Himachal Pradesh. He called Himachal Pradesh his second home. Mr. Nadda's home state is Himachal Pradesh. Amit Shah campaigned there. CM Khattar campaigned there. CM Yogi Adityanath campaigned there. None of that worked, did it? The Moditwa then does not work because I think Himachal Pradesh people chose national interest over any other interest or maneuvers that the BJP would try. So what happened
that's Sandeep Shastri. Are there limits, therefore, to this Modi double-engine factor? It worked remarkably in Gujarat. It hasn't worked in Himachal, a state, as the Prime Minister reminded us, changes governments every 5 years. But either way, the BJP has not won a state in a direct fight with the Congress, the first time that's happened in 4 years. Are there limits to the double engine, especially in times of economic distress, rising prices?
Rajdeep, I think I would separate what has happened in Gujarat and not link what has happened in Gujarat to other states. If you look at what has happened in Himachal, I think it's important to also pause and raise the question here. Did the central leadership campaign enough in Himachal Pradesh like it did in Gujarat? Did the central leadership of the BJP campaign enough in Himachal like it did in Goa and Uttarakhand, which was able to help a ruling party at a state which was facing anti-incumbency to overcome it?
Professor Shastri, sorry to disagree with you. The Prime Minister went to Himachal and said, when you're voting for me, you're voting, when you're voting Lotus, you're voting for me. JP Nadda is from Himachal. Anurag Thakur, Minister, is from Himachal. They all campaigned aggressively.
The Prime Minister.
The Prime Minister campaigned aggressively.
I am talking of the Prime Minister's campaign. But not as much as he did in Goa and Uttarakhand is my contention. The fact that he did campaign in Himachal but was more busy in Gujarat, this for me indicates how the BJP to an important extent is dependent on the campaign of the Prime Minister for helping them win an election. Especially in a state like Himachal, which has this trend of not voting back a ruling party, especially when you had a very low-key government in Himachal. It was important that the central leadership of the Prime Minister was there as part of the campaign, and I would believe that did hurt the BJP's chance. As was said today, it's a 1% difference, and that 1% difference has made the difference in the case of Himachal. And Rajdeep, I would go on to say, I think every state you see next year, as you go to Karnataka, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, all these issues will come up.
Yes, very quickly, Lavanya.
I would like to say, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has campaigned extensively in Himachal Pradesh. He, in fact, called Himachal Pradesh his second home, Rajdeep. We cannot forget that. He's campaigned extensively in Gujarat. In fact, he took a rally on the last day, the day of the polling. He walked in a rally to the election polling booth. And Election Commission, of course, refused to accept that. That's a different statement. But yes, congratulations to BJP for the amazing landslide win in Gujarat. And of course, for making a footprint there.
Okay. Let's go across now to Sachin Pilot. Sachin Pilot played an important role in the Congress's victory in Himachal Pradesh. The party in charge, Rajiv Shukla, even credited him publicly. He's also at this moment in the middle of an ongoing leadership tussle in Rajasthan. And the BJP's won a record victory in Gujarat. So there are three things to talk about. Sachin, welcome. It was good to see you march with full speed and purpose with Rahul Gandhi in Rajasthan. You've also helped the Congress party come back to power in Himachal Pradesh, 40 seats. This is the first time since that Rajasthan election, where Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh went to polls at the same time, that the Congress has actually beaten the BJP in a head-on-head clash. So you have something to hold on to at the end of a long and bruising day.
Yes, thank you very much. I think the Himachal elections are sending two signals, Rahul. One is that the notion that the BJP tries to create, that it's undefeatable, at least in North India, that notion has now been set aside. The other thing was that the Congress does not win in a bipolar contest with the BJP. That also now has been proven that we can beat them and beat them decisively. So the double engine theory that was propagated in the Himachal elections, I think has been shown the mirror. And I think our campaign...
Interesting campaign that you ran in Himachal, Sachin, where Rahul Gandhi didn't take his Yatra. Priyanka Gandhi Vadra did campaign, but just for a handful of days. The local leadership ran the campaign for the large part. Are you hoping that this could be the model the Congress uses in Karnataka, uses in Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh and Madhya Pradesh next year?
No, every state has a different political landscape, and Priyanka Gandhi did at least about 7 or 8 rallies in Himachal Pradesh. She was stationed in Himachal and Shimla for about 10 days, and all of us went and campaigned there, whoever was given responsibility. So I think the state leadership obviously plays the most important role, but people come and help out. On the other hand, you had a BJP government in Himachal Pradesh. You had the Prime Minister and Mr. Nadda, whose home state is Himachal Pradesh, Union Ministers, Defense Minister, Home Minister, UP Chief Minister. Everybody was there with their full strength and vigor, campaigning and putting their resources and everything they've got in Himachal, a small state. And despite that, we were able to push back and come out on top with a difference of 15 seats in a small state. So I think it's also imperative to see that the election results in a bipolar state can go the Congress's way. This is an important message for India's politics for the future, and not just for the Congress, but also for allies. That if we come together, we can displace the NDA.
But Mr. Pilot, in Himachal, the Congress worked unitedly. What have we seen from your home state in the last couple of years? Sharp divisions. The Congress seems to be its own worst enemy in states like Rajasthan. Even in Karnataka, it's still to be settled. DK Shivkumar or Siddaramaiah. Even in Himachal, for that matter, we don't know. Will Mr. Sukhu be Chief Minister? Will it be Agnihotri? Congressmen first want, the fights, internal fights, make it even easier for the BJP.
Well, let me tell you, Rajdeep, in 2018, we fought unitedly. We won that election. And I can assure you, in 23, we'll fight unitedly and win that election in Rajasthan. As far as Karnataka goes, both the CLP and the PCC have dedicated themselves to winning that election in Karnataka. So I think it's wrong and unfair to say that it's only the Congress party that you have some issues of leadership. In every political party, there are some give and take at every stage of the game. So it's unfair to just point out the Congress party in that regard. Having said that, the results are there for us to see. I'll come to Gujarat in a minute, but I think the Himachal results show that despite everything, the propaganda, the machinery, the misuse of machinery, the government of India, the government of the state, despite all that, the people's will shall prevail. The mandate and the voters are second to none, and their supremacy can't be challenged. So if one feels that one can live in that notion that all the votes are ours for all times to come, that has been set aside. So it's a welcome decision by the people of Himachal, who have given us a mandate to govern them for 5 years. And whoever becomes Chief Minister will serve out the 5 years and deliver on all the promises that we've made during the campaign.
But Mr. Pilot, you talk about a whip tomorrow. Your elected MLAs, there's going to be a one-line whip which would be passed in terms of that the High Command will make that decision. It didn't go down this gently in Rajasthan. Now, do you see a similar situation could take place where you have somebody who possibly has the support of the MLAs and muscles his way in and says, my way or the highway?
And to add to what Preeti says, what if the person who loses out says, I'm going to walk out after 6 months with my 10 MLAs, as Jyotiraditya Scindia did in Madhya Pradesh when he lost out?
Rajdeep and Preeti, both of you are now walking into the realm of speculation as to what might happen or may not happen. I think let's figure out what's happening tonight and today. We won that election, we got a clear mandate. And you're right, Preeti, the normal tradition in the Congress party, and it happens in every state, either the MLAs sit down together and leave it to the Congress leadership to decide who will lead. It happens in the BJP, the Congress, and all other parties. As far as what will happen in the future, I don't know, but I can tell you one thing, that whoever gets to be the chief minister will have to deliver the promise the party made, not an individual. So when the party commits itself to certain things in the state, we have to deliver. And I don't think there's a problem in the MLAs leaving the decision to the leadership. And what you talked about Rajasthan, that was an aberration, I think. I don't think it's something that's happened ever before or will happen again, hopefully not.
Achha, ye batao, what do you think, Sachin, is going to happen in Rajasthan? There was some hope that while this Bharat Jodo Yatra is going through the state, a decision will be taken. Many people rightly believe that you should be given a chance to be chief minister. The sooner you get the chance, the better the chance you have of doing something before the next assembly elections in November, December. Are you hopeful? Have you been told by either Kharge ji or the Gandhi family that something is going to happen? Or will this public fracas where the chief minister is doing interviews, targeting you, you're having to come out and give public clarifications, is this going to continue for a while?
Rahul, I think let's focus our discussion on the two states that have gone to polls today. Rajasthan is 12 months to go. But in a very short sentence, let me tell you that whatever decision is in the interest of the party to win the elections in 12 months' time, that decision the party will take has taken before also. Whatever needs to get done will get done. We have three states, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh and Rajasthan. We have to win these three states because the Lok Sabha elections are just...
Obviously, Sachin is on TV, he can't say much. No, but you tell our viewers what's happening.
No, I think Sachin Pilot is now, has sobered down. Some would say more mature, more sobered down. Either way, I think, he was seen for some as an angry man in a hurry. In the manner that
Lord, how long has he been waiting?
That he was denied.
He's been waiting forever. He ran the Congress when they were in opposition for 4 years and Mr. Gehlot wasn't there. He's now been denied for 4 years. At some point in time, he has to get his due.
Okay, let me give him an analogy. See what happened last year in Gujarat. In September of 2021, what does the BJP do? They remove their sitting chief minister, Vijay Rupani, and the entire cabinet, and offset, some would say, anti-incumbency, drop 44 sitting MLAs, change almost half of their candidates. Would the Congress ever dare to do
that? To some extent, if Sachin comes in now, that could happen because you're a younger, newer face.
So I'm asking
except that Gehlot is no Rupani and Mallikarjun Kharge is no Modi.
And that's right. So I think the ability, sometimes you have to take risks. Today to create pro-incumbency. Sachin Pilot, the BJP, all said and done, has created pro-incumbency. Gujarat is an example. Uttar Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Goa, they won states where they were in power. Tell me one state where the Congress has ever created pro-incumbency because you don't want to take risks. Is the Congress willing to learn from the BJP or the same playbook?
1 second. Let me interrupt you. The state that you're sitting in right now, in Delhi, we had a government 3 times in a row when Sheila Dikshit was chief minister. Assam, we won 3 elections back to back. Haryana, we had 2 victories. Andhra Pradesh, we won twice. Please, so Congress party has proven that it can win elections again. So it's not fair to say that the Congress does not win elections. Yes, in recent times, we haven't done that. But it's not to say that we've never done it before and we can't do it again. Every state has a different narrative, different political landscape. And I'm telling you today that Himachal elections have shown that in a bike bowler contest, in a Hindi-speaking state, in the northern part of India, where the BJP feels that it's undefeatable, that notion has been set aside. So this is just going to open the way for new alignments.
It's important. What you're saying is important, and the Himachal victory is big. There can be no questioning that. It's the first victory the Congress has had against the BJP in 4 years. But the reality also is, in Gujarat, in the 2017 elections, the Congress came within sniffing distance of being able to take on the mighty BJP. This time, though, Mr. Pilot, the Congress hardly fought the Gujarat election seriously. You've now created grounds for the Aam Aadmi Party to, if they work hard over the next 5 years, possibly dislodge you in Gujarat. Why did the Congress fight Gujarat so half-heartedly?
Okay, so I'm happy to take all the criticism because we've lost and lost pretty badly. The numbers that we got in Gujarat are way below our expectation, honestly. to lose is one thing, but to lose this badly, certainly it requires a lot of going back to the drawing board and starting afresh. So I will take all the criticism that you throw at us, but don't forget that we were fighting against the BJP as also the Aam Aadmi Party and the MIM. So there was a division of the opposition votes, which really helped the BJP cross that 150 figure. I don't think the government of Gujarat's performance really reflects the number that they've got. It's the
vote
division
share,
of the
Sachin
votes.
Pilot, has gone up. May I correct you slightly? Their vote share has gone up from 49% to 52%. So actually their support has increased and you become a party below 20. The grand old party in the land of Gandhi and Patel, a party that was dominant in Gujarat, is reduced to less than 20 seats.
Rajdeep ji, when there's a division in the opposition votes, the fence-sitters tend to go with the incumbent because they feel that, the opposition is so divided and the undecided votes and shift to the incumbent, the party in power. Anyway, I'm more concerned about our shift of votes away from the Congress party more than what the BJP
What do you
gets.
think of the threat of the Aam Aadmi Party, Mr. Pilot? The fact that they didn't win in Gujarat, didn't even get anywhere close to the 80-90 seats they thought they would. They've got only 5. That's a wake-up call. But what do you think of the kind of noise they made, the intensity and hunger with which they ran their campaign?
Well, they did win Punjab, but I don't think they won Assam or Uttar Pradesh. They didn't make any mark in Uttarakhand or Himachal. So I think every state is different. They're well within their rights to Rahul to go and campaign and fight elections in a state. But does a state accept them? And do they see through the propaganda and the delivery that they've done in Punjab so far? And Punjab is a border state of Himachal. So they first did try to go in Himachal Pradesh.
They ran with greater intensity, more ambition, more audacity than the Congress ran its campaign in Gujarat?
Sorry, say that again?
Do you concede, Mr. Pilot, that the Aam Aadmi Party ran a more ambitious, more audacious campaign against the BJP than the Congress did, which was the principal opposition, but had a very thakawa kind of campaign, didn't run the campaign with any intensity and purpose?
No, well, like I said, I'll take the criticism, but we did fight a good campaign. The local leadership put whatever they had. Could we have done more? Certainly. But did we not fight the election? I was campaigning there in Gujarat also, so I had large meetings. And the presence in the meeting, the turnout, the reactions didn't make me at least feel that we'll get numbers as low as we got. So we have to really come back and take a feedback on the ground as to what happened, where we made such losses that we have come back with such a poor performance. But I think the vote share, the Congress still is about 28-29% in Gujarat, which is a large enough vote share for us to build on for the next year and a half when the elections of Lok Sabha come.
Final question, he has to go on Aaj Tak.
Yeah, Mr. Pilot, you're wearing that T-shirt of Bharat Jodo, but I want to ask you, there's so much criticism which goes on that the Bharat Jodo Yatra is practically marching to its own tune. Today, when the results have come in, what's the mood in the Bharat Jodo Yatra? Have you been able to speak to Mr. Gandhi? What does he make of all of this?
So the Bharat Jodo Yatra really started in September, and it's a 6-month-long yatra. No matter when you start, there will be some state elections that will come in the middle of it. I don't think the yatra was curated only to win votes in certain states that go to elections. This has a much larger purpose, which is getting traction. I can tell you, even in Rajasthan, last 4 or 5 days, there's been a huge number of people, young people, who are coming together and supporting the objective of the yatra. Is it
not at all, Mr. Pilot, with what has gone down today?
Let me finish, Preeti. So when the yatra goes through a state, the political party like Congress party, for example, it is up to us to take the dividend out of that yatra. But the yatra per se is not there just to campaign and get votes. Will we get benefit from the yatra when the elections come around in Rajasthan? Yes, most certainly. It activates the cadre, there's enthusiasm, people come together, and so on and so forth. So the yatra itself is not just for elections,
Sachin,
but it will have a positive impact.
We have to leave you at this moment because you've got to go to Aaj Tak. We'll wait and see whether that yatra actually translates into some long-term revival of the Congress. But in the long term, we are all dead, as they often say.
Sachin Pilot, as of now, waiting.
Thank you, Sachin.
Waiting to say, "Apna time aayega." He's like a Ranveer Singh waiting to say, "Apna time aayega," but wo time kab aayega?
Rahul, I raised the question of what the BJP did in Gujarat. He didn't answer that. It's not possible in the Congress. You asked me, what do you think will happen? I don't see immediately any dramatic change in the Congress because the fact is that the Congress, by and large, has been what I call a status quo party. One of the things about Mr. Modi you've got to accept, and Shah, Hardik Patel abuses them right through 2017, 18, 19. Alpesh Thakur, particularly Hardik, publicly attacked them at every opportunity.
At the lowest level.
Yeah, and you can see some of the comments that he made, and yet you bring him back and you give him Viramgam seat. Alpesh Thakur is given a seat within Amit Shah's constituency and he takes personal responsibility for ensuring that he wins So somewhere the BJP is very ready to do whatever it takes to win an election because they don't think power is poison. You see, you've got on the other side someone who thinks power is poison. Apparently, very interestingly, someone went to Rahul Gandhi from Maharashtra, one of the allies, and said, you know, you should take your Yatra through Gujarat, do something. Rahul Gandhi immediately said, I will not talk politics here. Please talk about the Yatra, about Bharat Jodo. That guy was, you know...
He doesn't want to talk about politics.
He didn't want to
then
talk...
What does he want to
he
talk
didn't
about?
want to talk about elections.
The velocity of Jupiter or beehives.
You see...
I'm saying if a politician doesn't want to talk about politics, what do you want to talk about?
Let's not, you know, it would be unfair. It would be unfair to mock the Yatra at this stage because we don't know. We don't know what the Yatra will do. It could achieve something. We don't know.
Achieve what? Like, how do you measure the success of the Yatra? The fact that Rahul Gandhi is making a very important physical effort, that can't be contested. But if there's a World Cup taking place, you want your star 11 to be playing that World Cup. They can't be doing just net practice in some Barcelona club match.
I think the problem is Rahul Gandhi has detached himself from power politics in the belief, mistaken or otherwise, that the challenge for the Congress is to ideologically and organizationally rebuild itself, for which I need to connect on the ground with my workers. Now, whether that will work or not, we don't know. I would say the jury is still out.
Both
the jury is still out
Shah,
now.
even Kejriwal realized that power is the glue. Power is the glue that holds the political party together. And if you think power is poison and you want to stay away from the poison of power, then what holds your party together? What are you giving your karyakartas?
He says that he is now ideologue.
He's an ideologue.
That is his new role. And he will remain within Congress
which is fine, then let somebody else take the political calls without having to come to you and check with you about what they need to do. For example, if there's to be a call on Sachin Pilot who's saying apna time aayega for a long time now, can Mr. Kharge take a call without having to check with RG or Sonia Gandhi?
You see, the fact that really the Congress has to realize that politics has changed in the era of Modi Shah. They've made politics so competitive that you're going to have to change the way you do your politics. Today, for example, I'll give you an example. I rang up a senior congressman saying, you won one of the states. Are you all going to do a big press conference? Will there be any celebrations of your BJP victory? He said, Rajdeep ji, ye sab today, ye Modi ji karte hain, hum nahi karte.
Aap kya karte ho?
So I said, then how do you expect the media to play up the fact that you won a state in Himachal if you yourself are hesitant to come to TV studios or go before the public? Mr. Modi has lost Himachal today. The BJP has lost in Mainpuri. They've lost a few others. They lost MCD. JP Nadda has lost in his home state. But it didn't stop JP Nadda from addressing his party workers and accusing them.
No, but once again, I want to tell our viewers that tomorrow in the morning, the BJP president will be at Aaj Tak Panchayat. This despite what's happened in Himachal Pradesh on the back of what's happened in Gujarat, because life goes on. We'll have both Mallikarjun Kharge, the Congress president, and the BJP president right at the top of Aaj Tak Panchayat. Starts midday tomorrow. This will be the first time that both party presidents will be speaking right one after another. So big political statement from the India Today group, having the two big party presidents.
No, Mr. Kharge is more reluctant. That's the problem. That's the difference between the two. You see, they are more, the Congress doesn't want to put its best foot forward and tell us why, people should vote. You've got to enthuse your workers. And that's not happened. And that's why I think, the Congress is still a step behind.
Having both the BJP president and the Congress president together should be interesting. One after another, mirror session at Aaj Tak, Agenda Aaj Tak tomorrow. So I hope you can look forward to that. The BJP Home Minister Amit Shah will be there as well. The Defence Minister Bhagwant Mann of the Aam Aadmi Party will be there. So multiple big guns to look out for, including the External Affairs Minister Shankar.
Let's leave you there. We'll take a break. We've got plenty more. We'll look at the national picture. What has this day meant for the race to 2024? That's coming up. You're watching our special coverage here on India's election destination. Thanks for watching.
I wish he came with a mute button.
Oh, you know what? He does actually.
Really? Presenting Wave Plus by Turoflex, a smart bed with anti-snow mode, designed for those who take sleep seriously.
Alright, where's my spot?
भैया जी हमला! भैया जी 10 गोलियां ले ले।
गोलियां नहीं रज्जा, गोली।
पर बाहर तो 10 लोग हैं।
10 हो या पूरी बस, अब तो बस 1 है तो डन है। इसको कोई वॉच कराओ। जब वॉचो मिले ढेर सारे OTT ऐप्स एक ही प्लान में तो हर कोई बोलेगा वॉचो 1 है तो डन है।
वॉचो प्लान स्टार्टिंग एट जस्ट 42 रुपीज पर मंथ। आज ही सब्सक्राइब करें और पाएं सिलेक्ट प्लान्स पर 1 महीना कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री।
सो रहा था?
सो ही तो रहा था। सोते हुए जगाना पाप होता है लिया।
ये पाप तेरे मैट्रेस को लगेगा। हर मेमोरी फोम ऑर्थोपेडिक नहीं होता है। असली नींद के लिए स्विच टू ड्यूरोफ्लेक्स विद डॉक्टर रेकमेंडेड ड्यूरोफ्लेक्स मैट्रेसेस दैट हैव 5 zone full body support. Nothing like ड्यूरोफ्लेक्स.
Oh, I wish he came with a mute button.
Oh, you know what? He does actually.
Really? Presenting Wave Plus by Duroflex, a smart bed with anti-snow mode, designed for those who take sleep seriously.
Alright, where's my spot?
They've looked scratchy at times and lost their final group stage match against South Korea. But some quality players in their lineup, coupled with Cristiano Ronaldo's mental toughness, can take them all the way. They are number 5 on our list of contenders. At number 4 are the 3 Lions. They marched into the quarterfinals in some style as they put 3 goals past Senegal and kept a clean sheet. England have shown great promise as they hope to end a long wait for their second World Cup title. Leo Messi's Argentina are making their presence felt at the FIFA World Cup.
Lionel Messi.
And Messi is having his say in it. After a shock loss against Saudi Arabia, Argentina have resurrected their campaign and are well and truly firing on all cylinders. The defending champions are in a league of their own right now, and their star boy Kylian Mbappe is tearing up defenses for fun.
Mbappe for Giroud.
With an in-form Olivier Giroud alongside him, France are well in contention for a successive World Cup title. And finally, the Samba boys who are enjoying life at the moment. Brazil put up a scintillating show in their round of 16 match and look hungry for a record-extending 6th title. With Neymar back after recovering from injury and Brazil playing some sublime football, the Samba boys may well go on to become champions. Sports Bureau, India Today.
Everyone's busy finding what's trending. You're busy finding out why. India Today, for those who research before reacting. Download the India Today app now.
The last time we spoke was a couple of months ago when you were riding your bike. I was amazed personally because you were on the bike and you were talking to me crystal clear about your Save Soil movement. 2022 has largely been about this movement for you, Sadhguru. Do you agree with me that time has flown by? This year has flown by for you?
A lot of other things also being done, but those 100 days we are completely on it. Now we are pursuing with various governments across the world to put it into action, which is working very well. Above all, it has shifted the narrative towards soil. COP26 didn't hardly said anything about soil. COP27 we have observer status and there is a significant space for soil, and 81 nations are in the process of framing soil policies Many nations have already put economic, investments into soil, including India. So, it's working very well. I have no doubt anymore that world will move in that direction. Only thing is to manage the pace. If the pace goes slowly, in democratic nations, this government may be committed, the next one that comes may slow it down, all this. So we are looking how to keep the pace up. This is why as part of the World Soil Day on 5th, we are once again raising our voices in a big way so that people, the governments across the world understand that this is not a one-time concern, this is a long-term concern.
And it's not a political one.
It is not. It's life.
Yeah. For a person who's watching this broadcast, for a viewer, Sadhguru, as someone like me, leave aside the fact that I'm a journalist. If I was watching the Save Soil movement and I said that, look, I want to contribute, even if it's the smallest way in my backyard, for example, or in my home, how do you think that can actually start?
So you go on fixing your backyard, very cute. But it's not a solution. Even if you had 1,000 acres and you make it really beautiful, it's very good, but it's not a solution. Solution will happen only when globally there are policies which will ensure that soil organic matter is maintained and microbial life is at a certain level of aliveness.
Chinese company Alibaba has reportedly diluted its stake in Zomato to 10% from 13%. The e-commerce platform likely sold 26 crore shares for about $200 in trade today. The Zomato stock was up 3.5% in today's trading session. So what is really next for this particular stock? Here is what Divam Sharma of Green Portfolio has to say.
Alibaba Group is planning to sell a stake of around 3% in Zomato worth $200 million through a block deal. Earlier also, the company's co-founder Mohit Gupta resigned and the stock is actually down over 60% from its 52-week high. So what are your thoughts on Zomato and where is the stock headed according to you?
So if you look at the Zomato's balance sheet, the debt is almost insignificant. There is in fact a significant cash on the books on the balance sheet. If you look at the market is further consolidating with news like Amazon going out of the food delivery business, which is a very positive news for this duopoly business, which is Swiggy and Zomato. The worst news, which includes exit of some of the senior officials or exit of some anchor investors or fall in valuations in global tech product companies, is already factored in. Like the guidance of the company also says that the company on a broader level will be operationally profitable in the next 2 to 4 quarters if you keep aside the quick commerce business, right? So profitability is also coming.
By Star Health Insurance, the health insurance specialist. Co-powered by OLXautos.in. Only OLX Autos gives OLX extra price for every car. In association with Titan Eye Plus, expert who cares. AMD, take the quantum leap in performance.
Hello and welcome to this News Today special on this big counting day, the marathon coverage, and on a day when again we've had some remarkable results across the country. 2 states of this country voting very, very differently. But that is what makes an Indian election counting day so fascinating. Thanks very much for joining us. Let's give you the headlines at this hour. Prime Minister Modi leads the BJP to a remarkable success in Gujarat. The party scores its highest ever victory in the state, wins a whopping 156 out of the 182 seats. Prime Minister says it's a verdict for the politics of Vikas.
देश का वोटर जानता है कि अगर देश रहेगा, देश समृद्ध होगा, तो सबकी समृद्धि तय है।
Prime Minister Modi smashes CM Modi's record in Gujarat. BJP scores its biggest ever win in the state. Big victory celebration at the party's Delhi and Gandhinagar headquarters. The Congress decimated in Gujarat. Aam Aadmi Party fails to hit even double digits, but Kejriwal rejoices, says the BJP fortress has been breached. Aam Aadmi Party is now officially a national party. The Congress has reason to smile, reclaims the hill state of Himachal Pradesh after 5 years. The party's winning MLAs will decide who their next CM will be. The High Command, though, will have the final choice. The BJP rests Azam Khan's bastion Rampur in the UP bypoll. Dimple Yadav wins Mainpuri with the highest ever vote share for the Samajwadi Party. And India today has reason to celebrate. Bang on with its exact poll by Axis My India. We had predicted the BJP sweep in Gujarat and were the only channel to predict a Congress win in Himachal. Pollster Pradeep Gupta shakes a leg. The judge's appointment row now escalates. Supreme Court tells the centre comments on judges' appointments by high constitutional functionaries are not being well taken. But the breaking news that we are getting at the moment, the race for the Chief Minister has already begun in Himachal Pradesh within hours of the Congress claiming a majority. 3 claimants now, we are told, for the Chief Minister's post for the Congress. Pratibha Singh, wife of the late Veerbhadra Singh, Mukesh Agnihotri, leader of the opposition in the Himachal Assembly, and Sukhwinder Sukhu, one of the faces of the campaign of the Congress in Himachal. That's the big breaking coming. There no clarity, kaun banega Mukhyamantri as far as the Congress is concerned. But the man whose all eyes are, Sukhwinder Singh Sukhu, Chairman Campaign Committee of the Congress, is with us. Sukhi ji, welcome. Are you the next Chief Minister? Are you ready to stake your claim, Sukhu bhai? आप अपनी claim stake कर रहे हैं, नहीं कर रहे हैं? Sir, आपका volume.
For the Congress Party for last.
Yeah, go ahead.
I am a Congress person working for the Congress Party for last 40 years. Whatever duties they have assigned me, I did. Now question is the Chief Minister. It is not my prerogative. It is the prerogative of the High Command. They will decide who will the Chief Ministers, taking everything into accounts.
Who has the support of the majority of the MLAs, Sukhu Saab? Who has the support of the... I am told that a majority of the MLAs want you, the High Command may want Mukesh Agnihotri.
They want to take the view of the majority of MLAs. After taking view of the MLAs, they will ask the High Command and they will see who is working for the party for last so many years and what is the style of functioning of all the leaders. Every leader has a right to become a Chief Minister. Every MLA has a right to become a Chief Minister. So I think this is a right of the High Command and the High Command will decide on right time.
If the High Command does not choose you, will you become a rebel or will you stick with the party come what may? Aap pad ke liye nahi hai. Whatever happens, you will stick with the party. You have a majority at the moment of 5.
No. I'm a congressman. I don't want to believe in a rebellion. Hello.
You don't want to. आप किसको श्रेय किसको देते हैं सुखू भाई? Who do you give credit? किसको credit देते हैं? कुछ लोग प्रियंका गांधी वाड्रा को credit दे रहे हैं. She campaigned there. Others are giving credit to the local unit. Some are giving credit to Pratibha Singh, wife of Veerbhadra Singh. Who do you give credit to?
No. देखिए, it was an election. प्रियंका गांधी हेलो
हाँ बताइए सर.
प्रियंका गांधी वाड्रा पहली रैली उन्होंने 6 सोलन डिस्ट्रिक्ट में की, after taking into every body, every state leaders into the confidence, and the strategy she has made, and she is हमेशा तैयार रही है कि हिमाचल मेरा घर है। और प्रियंका गांधी फैमिली का तो पूरे हिंदुस्तान में एक ही जगह घर था, हिमाचल। उस घर को वो प्यार करती थी। सब हिमाचल के लोगों ने कहा कि आप हिमाचल में कैंपेन करिए, रणनीति बनाइए। 2 महीने पहले से बैठकर हिमाचल प्रदेश में रहकर वो अपनी रणनीति बना रहे थे। और उसी के जवाब में मैं ये कह सकता हूँ कि प्रियंका गांधी जी ने, जो मोदी जी ने 10 बार हिमाचल प्रदेश का टूर किया, अमित शाह ने टूर किया, योगी जी ने टूर किया, और उनकी रणनीति, स्ट्रेटजी एंड द कैडर मूवमेंट ऑफ द पार्टी, जो हमारा कैडर मूव हुआ, क्योंकि कैडर आजकल की जो राजनीति है वो छोटी छोटी मीटिंग्स की राजनीति रहेगी, लेकिन उन्होंने कैडर को मूवमेंट करवाया बड़ी रैलियों के द्वारा। तकरीबन 8 to 10 रैलीज उन्होंने वहाँ की है, जिससे एक कार्यकर्ता में उत्साह है कि हमारे पास मोदी का जवाब देने के लिए एक ऐसी नेशनल लीडर है जो उनकी बात में समझती है।
Very interesting, Sukhu Saab. It seems you are giving credit.
उन्होंने बात
Okay, so you are giving in a way credit to Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, which is interesting. Rahul Gandhi did not campaign at all in Himachal, but we'll wait and see.
Yes, of course, definitely.
We'll wait and see whether you become chief minister or not. All good luck to you. We'll wait and see. May the best person win. We'll see if the Congress holds together. But thank you, Sukhu ji, for joining me here at the top of the news. Sukhwinder Singh Sukhu, making it very clear that he will accept whatever decision the High Command takes. Thank you. Okay, so there you have it. That was one big breaking news that you had. The Congress will leave it as always to the High Command to decide kaun banega Mukhyamantri. But the other big story, which of course was, many believe, the story of the day, the BJP's historic, remarkable win in Gujarat. 7th consecutive win, and it was a win of a kind that the party has never experienced, not even when Mr. Modi was Chief Minister. Take a look at those numbers. Vote share. The BJP has gone up to a whopping 52%. Aam Aadmi Party 13%, the Congress down to its lowest ever vote share of 26%. So clearly, 28%. So clearly the BJP has actually gone up from 49% 5 years ago up to 52%. How is that all translated into vote change? Just take a look at how the vote changed. The vote change is such that the Aam Aadmi Party has got 13% up, first time contesting in a big way. BJP up 3%, remarkable when you consider they've been in power for 27 years. The Congress down by 14%. And that 14%, the AAP took a lot of the Congress vote away. AAP damaged and hurt the Congress there. How did it all translate into numbers? Take a look at seats. And this is really the story of today in many ways. The BJP has ended up with a whopping 156 out of 182. Their previous highest, 127 in 2002. AAP got 5. The Congress got just 17, its lowest ever score in Gujarat. Before we go to the analysis with all our star guests, take a look at all the drama that took place in Gujarat today.
Biggest score ever. 7th consecutive victory. The BJP is on a record-breaking spree in Gujarat. Prime Minister Narendra Modi in 2022 has bettered Chief Minister Narendra Modi's haul of 125 seats in 2002. And with more than 150 seats, the BJP has even eclipsed Madhav Singh Solanki's record of 149 he set in 1985.
गुजरात के इतिहास का सबसे प्रचंड जनादेश भाजपा को देकर गुजरात के लोगों ने नया इतिहास बना दिया है.
The BJP led right from the word go, and as numbers firmed up, party workers across the state erupted in joy. Incumbent Bhupendra Patel will take oath once again as Chief Minister on December 12th. The ceremony will be attended by Prime Minister Modi and Union Minister Amit Shah.
गुजरात की जनता ने ये मन बना लिया है
कि 2 दशक से चली आ रही गुजरात की इस विकास यात्रा को अविरत चालू रखना है। गुजरात के लोगों ने एक और कार्यकाल के लिए श्री नरेंद्र भाई मोदी के नेतृत्व वाली भारतीय जनता पार्टी को राज्य के शासन की जिम्मेदारी सौंपी।
For the Congress, it was its worst ever performance. The party's low-key silent campaign ended up being a disastrous experiment.
ये तो आइडियोलॉजिकल फाइट है हमारी, इसमें हार जीत तो होती है और हम देखेंगे, फिर उसको सुधारने की कोशिश करेंगे, जहाँ कुछ कमियां हैं उसको भी ठीक करेंगे।
The Aam Aadmi Party came nowhere near their tall claims of a win. Even their chief minister face, Isudan Gadvi, and state unit chief Gopal Italia lost.
2027 में आम आदमी पार्टी का एक एक सैनिक फिर से आएगा गुजरात में और अभी से 2027 की तैयारी शुरू करके इनसे भी ज़्यादा बम्पर जीत हासिल करेंगे।
The BJP's spectacular win in Gujarat adds to Prime Minister Modi's in the run-up to 2024 elections. It also raises questions for the Congress, which will face elections in the Hindi heartland next year. It is advantage Modi as India enters 2023, a year of many state battles.
There's no issue that can stop the Narendra Modi tsunami in Gujarat. Whether it's Morbi, Mehengai, Berozgari or the freebies offered by the Aam Aadmi Party. The voters have made sure that Gujarat sees a comfortable majority for the BJP, breaking that 1985 record of Madhav Singh Solanki of 149 seats. What this means for the BJP is that the Gujarati Asmita remains with Prime Minister Narendra Modi as the X factor behind the victory. With Ravi Totawar and my colleagues Dev Ankur, Saurabh and Pankaj, this is Milan Sharma reporting from Gandhinagar for India Today.
So what explains the tsunami that took place in Gujarat today? Joining me now, Pradeep Gupta, Axis My India, ace pollster, reason to smile, got all his numbers right today. Well done, Pradeep. Fantastic day. We'll come to you in a moment. Raj Chengappa, editorial director, India Today. Appreciate your joining us, Raj. Also joining us, Sanjay Singh, Aam Aadmi Party MP, joining us from Gujarat. Yamal Vyas, BJP spokesperson. संजय सिंह, क्विक रिस्पांस आपका मैं ले लूंगा क्योंकि आम आदमी पार्टी का परफॉर्मेंस जैसे रहा है, ओनली 5 सीट्स, इतने शोर के बाद केवल 5 सीटें, 13% वोट। किस तरह से देखते हैं आप संजय सिंह? क्या आप मानते हैं कि आपकी आवाज ज्यादा रही, जमीनी हकीकत कुछ और थी?
देखिए, सबसे पहले तो मैं गुजरात की जनता को हृदय से बधाई देना चाहता हूं कि उनके वोट और आशीर्वाद से अरविंद केजरीवाल जी की अगुवाई में आज आम आदमी पार्टी राष्ट्रीय पार्टी बन गई है। और दूसरी बात यह है कि भारत की 10 वर्षों में सबसे तेजी से बढ़ने वाली पार्टी आम आदमी पार्टी है। एक राज्य में अगर हमको 41 लाख वोट मिल रहा है, 13% वोट मिल रहा है, जो बीजेपी का गढ़ माना जाता है, प्रयोगशाला मानी जाती है, मोदी अमित शाह का किला माना जाता है, वहां हमारी एंट्री हुई है। यह हमारे लिए बहुत बड़ी उपलब्धि है।
नहीं, पर ये चुनाव नहीं, बट संजय सिंह प्रॉब्लम नहीं, संजय सिंह आप नेशनल पार्टी नहीं, पर इतने दिनों से अरविंद केजरीवाल जी और आम आदमी पार्टी कह रहे थे हम गुजरात जीतेंगे। क्या कहीं ना कहीं ये केवल आपके वर्कर्स को उत्साहित करने के लिए था? असलियत आप
हारने के लिए चुनाव लड़ता है? नहीं, कोई चुनाव नहीं, हमने मेहनत की, हमने पूरी ताकत लगाई, लेकिन जनता का लोकतंत्र में जो जनादेश आता है उसका स्वागत करना चाहिए, सिर झुका के नमन करना चाहिए उसको। इसमें अगर हम चुनाव लड़ रहे हैं तो क्या हम हारने के लिए चुनाव लड़ेंगे, या चुनाव के समय में ये कहेंगे कि नहीं नहीं हम गुजरात हारने के लिए चुनाव लड़ रहे हैं?
मेरा आखिरी सवाल आपसे ये है, क्या आम आदमी पार्टी गुजरात में रहेगी
2018 से?
नहीं, बट मैं आपसे एक आखिरी सवाल पूछता हूं, क्या आप हारने के बाद भी रहेंगे जमीन पर, या आप वापस दिल्ली आएंगे?
बिल्कुल रहेगी, और मजबूती से रहेगी, मजबूती से रहेगी। और हम उम्मीद करते हैं 2027 में हमारी और अच्छे ढंग से हमारे कार्यकर्ता और मजबूती से जुटेंगे और ताकत से हम लोग जुटेंगे। दावे तो 11 गलत हुए अमित शाह जी के 2018 से लेकर अब तक अलग अलग चुनावों में, प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में आंध्र प्रदेश का चुनाव लड़ी भारतीय जनता पार्टी, 173 सीटों में सब पे जमानत जब्त हुई, 0.8% वोट आया बीजेपी का, दुनिया की सबसे बड़ी पार्टी का। तो मैं समझता हूं अगर अरविंद केजरीवाल की अगुवाई में हम लोग लड़े और 41 लाख वोट मिला और 13% वोट मिला, तो ये कोई रोने का और सीना पीटने का कारण नहीं है, ये हमारे लिए उत्साह का कारण है।
Okay, Sanjay Singh, appreciate your joining us. Sanjay Singh of the Aam Aadmi Party declaring that the AAP is now a national party. Remember, for our viewers, to be a national party, you have to get more than 6% vote in 4 states. The Aam Aadmi Party has now achieved that. Delhi, Punjab, Goa, and now Gujarat. The big question, of course, what explains this Gujarat tsunami? I want to focus on that for now. What are the factors? And you'll see my takes as you're listening to the discussion. I want to get that from all our guests first. Raj Chengappa, what explains this tsunami? Bengal, 7 consecutive victories for the left between 77 and 2011, but their vote percentage was around 37-38. Here today, the BJP scored 52%. What explains it?
Well, primarily the Modi magic. And if you see what happened in 2017 and the lessons Mr. Modi and the BJP learnt out of that, where there was a tough fight put up by the Congress, they corrected all those deficiencies. Whether it was the Patidar agitation, where they split the Patidars and got Hardik Patel over to the side, they appointed a Patel chief minister, so that particular constituency was taken care of. On anti-incumbency, he sacked the entire cabinet, including the chief minister, brought in a new face. While selecting the MLAs, there are almost 30 to 40% new fresh faces brought into the picture. And then Modi's campaign itself, the Prime Minister's campaign himself, where he appealed to the Gujarati Asmita, the identity, and I was there for some of the rallies that were there. And you could see how the tremendous connect he had, apart from speaking the local language, he appealed to the broader sense of their both statehood as well as their nationalism.
So in a sense, it's a perfect storm. Everything fitted in perfectly for the BJP in this election.
Let's also, there is, though you just interviewed Sanjay Singh, there was an AAP factor that diminished the Congress. The Congress also didn't put up a fight. As we saw last time when Rahul Gandhi led the charge, here he just had 2 meetings and didn't do it. So a complete lack of, a complete enigmatic Congress performance, despite the kind of, as you can see, they still have quite a residual vote that is there, quite substantial, and yet they didn't utilize it. They didn't become a formidable opposition. So the Congress also let the game away. But let's give full credit to Narendra Modi. This is his victory more than anybody else's.
Pradeep Gupta, elections are about chemistry and they're about arithmetic. The chemistry, and I'm going to put up all the reasons why I believe the BJP did so well. The chemistry of Mr. Modi or the arithmetic of a divided vote. What was responsible for such a big victory, or a bit of both?
No. In fact, these are already reasons Raj has explained. I want to tell viewers, no election or no government can be repeated without performance, that is for sure. And that too 7 consecutive times. I would say it is a victory, the landslide victory, and the thumping majority of delivery. Also, I would like to make one very quick point here. After securing vote more than 50%, it doesn't matter. All the parties, opposition parties are coming together, are splitting the votes. Once you secure 50% plus, then whatever may be the case, nothing can be done. The victory size can be reduced, but victory is victory. That is very important.
So you think if the AAP was not there, the scale of the victory may have been less slightly?
Let it put this way. Had AAP and Congress alliance, they would have won total 56 seats instead of 26 seats, all put together, 17 by Congress, 5 by Aam Aadmi Party, 4 by others.
Okay.
Put together, they won 26 seats. Had Congress and Aam Aadmi Party had the alliance, they would have won maximum 56 seats. Still, BJP would have won with 126 seats.
Okay, very interesting there. So clearly the AAP made a difference, but the Modi factor, as I said, there are several factors. What explains this tsunami of Gujarat? Yamal Vyas, my long friend, standing friend from the 1990s, Gujarat BJP's evergreen spokesperson. Yamal, First of all, Kem Cho, congratulations.
Fine, thank you. Thank you.
તમારી આટલી મોટી જીત થઈ છે ગુજરાતમાં, but what is the main reason? What is that one factor this time that you've gone up from 99 in 2017 to 156?
Basically, of course, as everyone mentioned, Modi ji is the factor of this election. But apart from he is the most popular leader in the country and all that, I think it's a given. And he has played a major role in our victory. But apart from that, I'll tell you 2 or 3 small things which also contributed in an equal way. Our state president, Mr. C.R. Patil, has introduced this page committee concept. And over 2.5 years, he worked very hard on it. Our whole state unit worked very hard on it. And that has really worked because we must mention...
Yamal ji, can you explain what is this page committee concept for our viewers? People need to know how the BJP micromanage Gujarat. What is page samiti?
Page committee, on an average voters list, there are 30 names. Now, of those 30 names, we have a committee of 5 people who become BJP's page committee members. And these 5 people are given the responsibility of dealing with 5 voters each. And they need to bring out those voters to the booth on the election day. And
so you are telling me, Yamal bhai, you are telling me not only did you have a Panna Pramukh for 30 voters page, you had 5 people working under him, each assigned 5 voters.
Committee. Yeah. And we have 82 lakh vote page committee members in Gujarat, all with telephone numbers and photographs. And this is being verified continuously.
You know, so that is the level of micromanagement. What is Yamal Vyas telling us is today really a reason. We look at the Modi factor, but look at it. 82 lakh page Samiti members, each handling 5 voters. One page on a voter sheet has 30. That was divided into 5 people who were responsible under a Panna Pramukh. That's the level to which the BJP has gone down on the ground in Gujarat. Supriya Shrinet, when will we see the Congress go down to that level? You see, this is the micromanagement which the BJP has done in Gujarat. We'll come to Himachal and you'll have reason to smile, don't worry. So you can smile later in the show. But do you concede Gujarat? You cannot match this machine.
No, I strongly dispute that, and I'll tell you why. From the 12th of November to the 5th of December, there were 7 by-elections and elections to Gujarat, Himachal Pradesh and the Delhi MCD. BJP was in governance in Gujarat, in Himachal and a 15-year rule in the Delhi MCD. Truth be told, BJP lost 2 of those elections, won Gujarat, and lost 5 by-elections and won only 2. So if I were the BJP, I will have reasons to worry. There is definite anti-incumbency for the BJP. Outside of Gujarat, the picture is not so rosy, sir. No matter what the BJP thumps its chest about. And while I heard some of your commentary after Mr. Modi's speech today about being mature, I think he looked a little tired to me. And I think they need to look for reasons that while he is being credited for the victory in Gujarat, and rightly so, it's a huge victory and I congratulate them as well. I concede defeat. And yes, we need to learn big lessons, and I'm going to answer that question in just a bit. But what about the brickbats for Himachal? He was calling Himachal a second home. He was saying he had been there all his life. He was asking personally for votes there. It's a state that belongs to the BJP president. And yet, the BJP seats just did not go down by 18. Their vote share has gone down by 6% in a small state like Himachal.
Ma'am, at least give, I mean, surely you can be a little bit more graceful today to accept that the BJP has, what the BJP has done in Gujarat is historic. 27 years in power and you're increasing vote share. Let's be a little, accept that the BJP has a machine in Gujarat. Why not accept that?
I am never short of grace, and which is why I said it's a... No, 1 second. I'm never short of grace, firstly, and I said it in the beginning. It's a huge victory, and they obviously deserve every accolade. While he deserves the accolades, I'm only asking who's going to get the brickbats. That's all that I'm asking. Who is responsible for the 5 by-elections lost, which clearly have been fought on issues that matter of the day. Himachal was fought solely on local issues, on unemployment, on price rise, on OPS. Why are we not talking about those things? I mean,
we will talk.
Let's not get carried away by a mandate. That's all that I'm trying to say. Because
Supriya Shrinet, we are coming to Himachal. we are coming to Himachal in a couple of minutes. We want to go state by state. You're right about Himachal and we'll look at that. Sandeep Shastri, do you believe one size fits all? The BJP or are we to say that Gujarat is sui generis? This is a very different state where the BJP's roots are now so embedded that there can be even no anti-incumbency there. Even if there is on the ground, the BJP knows how to arrest it. Because the Prime Minister, son of the soil, Gujarati Asmita, plus Hindutva, plus organization, all of this makes a huge difference. Treat Gujarat differently to any other state.
Rajdeep, I have been maintaining this right from the start of this program. Gujarat is different. Every factor in the last 2 months went in their favor. Every factor was, in a way, brought together. The whole process of orchestration of all these factors to lead to a victory was very much there. The Prime Minister, Home Minister's home state, the divided opposition, the clear presentation of an agenda, the reasonable level of happiness with the functioning of the government. Problems, yes, but solutions lying with the ruling party itself. So all these has led to a success of an unprecedented kind in Gujarat. Does this repeat itself in other states? Not necessarily. I think every state sees a different verdict. In Himachal, as I was mentioning to you, if you look at the number of rallies conducted by the Prime Minister in Gujarat and Himachal Pradesh, there is a huge difference. And Himachal got less attention as compared to Gujarat. Not that it may have made a great difference.
No, but
Himachal has seen...
Professor Shastri, may I correct you? May I correct you that Himachal is the state of the BJP president? Himachal is a state where the BJP has invested a lot of its political capital. The Prime Minister did go to Himachal and say, I am the son of Himachal. When you vote for Lotus, you vote for me. You know, it cannot be that when the BJP wins, Mr. Modi gets the credit. When the BJP loses, someone else is to carry the can. Let's be clear. The double engine has its limits.
And that's exactly the point I was making. If they won Goa, they won Uttarakhand in spite of an unpopular government, it is because of the factor of the central leadership pulling off a victory. So I think in every state, the pieces of the jigsaw puzzle are very different. And the BJP's skill has been to be able to understand the right pieces of the jigsaw puzzle, that desire to win, constantly being in election mode. Now that is something that you see in the BJP across states, which you do not see in its key opponents, especially the Congress. Ever since 2014, we have not seen that spirit to win, that desire to win, that fight to win consistently being expressed while it is happening in the BJP. So that, I think, explains to a certain extent why you have this variation from state to state. And you are right in saying one size does not fit all. There are different factors in each of the 28 states which explain a victory or explain a defeat.
Okay, but you know, that is one way to look at it. I just want to get Yamal Vyas on the point. Yamal, you know, you're saying that this paid Samitis, 82 lakh members, each one targeting 5 voters made a difference. But do you concede that this is a Gujarat? Is this only for Gujarat? Because you've had Panna Pramukhs in every state. But it seems to work in Gujarat better than in other states. Because Mr. Modi is a Gujarati at the end of the day, son of the soil. How much of a difference did that make? There was very little of Bhupendra Patel in this campaign. It was all about Modi ji.
Well, first of all, let me spend half a minute on the ability of Supriya ji to evade the issue. Congress gets completely wiped out in Delhi. It gets almost wiped out in Gujarat, but Congress should be happy, and Modi ji gives us an unprecedented victory in Gujarat, and he should be worried. But that's okay. That's their outlook. It's not my problem. Now coming to the Page Committee. Page Committee was tried for the first time in Gujarat, and we got very good results in 2021 local body elections, where we got 70% of the vote, almost 70% of the vote, and 80% of the seats across the state. But again, now Modi ji, of course, he is the most popular leader in India, and he belongs to Gujarat. He is Gujarati in his heart. And he campaigned extensively in Gujarat because he is a worker of the party. He campaigns in every election. When he was the chief minister in 2005, he campaigned as extensively in Ahmedabad Municipal Corporation elections also. So that is his habit, that is his way of doing things. Secondly, Bhupendra Patel was equally active on the ground. He has his own way of functioning, and you can see that he has broken all records. Gujarat
he may have Yamal bhai, he may have broken all records, but he is, at the end of the day, it is Modi. It is Moditva. It is not as if Bhupendra Patel was projected. Many people I met in villages did not even know the name of your chief minister. They only knew about Modi ji.
But I'm sure that now in the next 5 years, they'll hear a lot more of the Bhupendra Patel name, and they'll also know that how efficient as a chief minister he is.
Okay. Before I go to Himachal, Supriya, just one point. Look at what the BJP did in Gujarat. In September last year, they removed their chief minister and changed the entire cabinet. They believe that this helped arrest anti-incumbency. They got in 44, they dropped 44 sitting MLAs, changed half of their candidates. Is the Congress ever willing to take those risks anywhere?
So I don't think I was evading your question, and a very uncharitable comment coming in from a co-panelist. I don't think I was trying to evade your question. You went on to another guest. I was answering that, and I said it right in the morning. It's a huge victory for the BJP, and there are some really important lessons for the Congress to learn. And these lessons are not small. I think we need to reimagine. I think we need to rethink. I think we need to reinvent the wheel as far as Gujarat is concerned, and come back united and fight elections and connect with the electorate on issues that really matter. So I'm not being evasive. I'm neither, deflecting the question. But with all due respect, I will say a 156 or a 157, I think it's a 156 in Gujarat, those figures set aside, issues of Gujarat still remain. There are 40 lakh people still unemployed in Gujarat despite you being in power for 27 years. Gujarat trails most of the Indian states on human development indices. Gujarat is one of the worst performers as far as paper leakages are concerned. Gujarat is one of the worst when it comes to, higher education. What exactly are we talking about? So we can't look away from issues that are important. We can't look away from facts that will continue to plague any government that comes to power. In this case,
Gupta has a response.
Government.
You made the point, despite all these factors, the BJP won then, Pradeep.
सुप्रिया जी, with full respect, and आपको बहुत बहुत बधाई हो हिमाचल की thumping victory के लिए. But what you raised the point, there are so many issues and gaps still exist in Gujarat. What about in entire country? There are list of issues and gaps after 75 years. Definitely there are people who is responsible, but what people see on the ground, of course there are going to be, even after 50 years, there are going to be some gaps. But what they see, what is the weight of delivery and what is the weight of gaps, and who is credible enough to address these gaps
Pradeep
or
Gupta,
these issues.
Is it weight of delivery? Is it Hindutva? Somewhere also there is the fact, whether it's Hemanta Biswa Sarma, Yogi Adityanath, Amit Shah.
I have an answer for that.
Just a minute, ma'am.
I have an answer for that,
just a minute.
please.
Ma'am, just a minute. The dog whistle of somewhere an anti-Muslim undercurrent, yes or no?
No, Rajdeep, whatever you may say, whatever these tall leaders you mentioned may say about Hindutva and all that, but as a common man, because 70% of the voters depend on social welfare schemes, depend on delivery of the government, their livelihood is largely depend on the government of the day.
So you're saying that the Labharti factor.
Okay,
the
I always said delivery.
Okay.
It's not Labharti, it's a delivery. Whoever make it, they repeat the government, whether 60 years of the Congress rule or even this rule. And they have people have keep these people away from the BJP in Himachal and MCD.
Okay, we'll wait for it. Supriya, just hold on a minute. Yamal Vyas, thank you very much for joining us. Sanju Verma of the BJP also joins us. Let's for a moment shift to Himachal and then give you the national picture. What happened in Himachal first? Take a look. Okay, Himachal 26 was the BJP's tally in the end out of 68. The Congress got 39. Others 3. So the Congress is about 4 above the halfway mark. and that has given the Congress a huge edge in Himachal. 26, 39 and 3. In the lovely mountains of Himachal, the Congress has reason to celebrate. Vote share much closer. 44% plays 43, plays 1%. So clearly this is the best news that the Congress got today after the drubbing it got. What was the vote change that took place there? Take a look. The Congress up 2, the BJP down 6. And remember JP Nadda's home state. We can emphasize that. Raj Chengappa, you were in Chandigarh for years. Are you surprised with what explains every 5 years government's changing in Himachal? Himachalis don't seem to want the same government for more than 5 years.
Well, I don't know about Himachalis, but certainly this is creditable for the Congress. There's no doubt about it. It shows that if their leaders get together, exploit the anti-incumbency that was there, and the BJP's was a highly fractious party. There was something like 22 rebels. The Chief Minister's performance was not up to the mark. And I think the larger point that comes through from Himachal is that the BJP, despite its formidable electoral machinery, is vulnerable. And, they might have won magnificently in Gujarat. But if the Congress puts up a good fight in some of these places, they can actually make a dent in the BJP. And that has implications, I think, for the larger national picture.
That's a good point on which we are going to turn to that larger national picture. I'm going to show you a graphic of where we stand today on the 8th of December. What is the national picture in the country? In a moment, if we are going to show you a map of India and which political party stands. Because remember, the BJP today has lost Himachal but retained Gujarat. This is the map of India. NDA controls 17 states, UPA 6, others 7. So that is the map of India as it stands today, the power map of India. I want to come to you first, Preeti Sharma Menon, because you've been waiting very patiently of the AAP. Okay, we'll try and go to her later. Let's look at that national map. First, before that, Pradeep Gupta, congratulations on Himachal. That must have been one of the toughest tasks you had, to go to Himachal and get it spot on.
Yes, it's very difficult because the kind of constituency in Pahadi or hilly states, one assembly constituency has more than 200 villages. To make it representative geographically and demographically is a very difficult thing, and I think that is the reason why Axis My India and India Today group exit poll got spot on. And just wanted to correct your graphic and figure. Congress has won 40 seats, not 39, and BJP has won 25 seats, not 26 seats, which is just now
so yeah,
shown.
that's right. So we should make that correction. Congress has won 40.
Yeah.
Interesting the way you're explaining why Himachal is tough, but let's look at that big national picture. As I said, 17 states as we head into a very big year in 2023 are with the NDA, and the opposition has fewer. The UPA has 6, others 7, and we'll come to those others in a moment. But Sanju Verma and Supriya Srinath still with us. Sanju Verma, welcome. I hope you're smiling. You've had a great day in Gujarat. Today be nice to me. I've had a very long day. Be very nice to me. Do you accept, as Raj Chengappa pointedly remarked, the BJP has also been put on notice. The AAP was put on notice with MCD, margin down. Congress put on notice in Gujarat, and you in Himachal. Do you accept, therefore, that while you've done a stellar show in Gujarat, there is an element of anti-incumbency creeping in, especially when you have unpopular, weak governments?
Rajdeep, first and foremost, my congratulations to the Congress party for their victory in Himachal Pradesh. As for me being nice to you, I think it's a matter of perception. I'm always very generous. Having said that, let's come to the moot point. Stepping aside from the niceties, Raj Chengappa did make a point, but I am not surprised when you say that the BJP has been put on notice. The BJP has been put on notice by large sections of the media, and don't take personal offense to this. I don't mean the India Today group. Since 2014, since Modi stormed to power and took charge in New Delhi, BJP has been always put in the dockyard. Hum 2014 jeete. People said it's a fluke. Narendra Modi will not come back to power in 2019. We won with a bigger majority in 2019. compared to 17.5 crore votes. We secured 23 crore votes in 2019. But what were we told? Oh, you know, apart from Narendra Modi, these guys really don't have anybody else to piggy ride on. Let me finish, please. You know, I've been listening to your other panelists. I will just say this to you. Despite the fact that we did not win Himachal Pradesh, I agree with JP Nadda. हमने राजनीति का राज नहीं रिवाज बदल दिया है. Show me one party which stormed to power consecutively twice in a row like we did in Uttar Pradesh. Show me one party which stormed to power twice in a row for the first time in 27 years like the Bharatiya Janata Party did in Uttarakhand. Show me one party which has won 156 seats in Gujarat, the highest ever since Madhav Singh Solanki's record of 149. Show me one party which has leader like Narendra Modi who works 24/7 like a humble karyakarta despite now being a global statesman and not just the Prime Minister of India. I'll finish by saying this to you. The Aam Aadmi Party won MCD, fine, but it was not a landslide. The Congress won Himachal too, but it was not a landslide. Okay. But Gujarat has been a massive, unprecedented landslide, creating history which will be not forgotten
you
for
made your
generations
point.
to come.
You're saying BJP is a party with a difference because you believe the BJP, and you're right to an extent. Uttar Pradesh, Uttarakhand earlier in the year, you had a pro-incumbency vote, some would say. Supriya Shrineth, you want to look at that big national picture and respond? That the big national picture, Supriya Shrineth, seems to be that while the Congress today can certainly take solace in what's happened in Himachal, the BJP is still by some distance party number one as we now head into the run-in into 2024.
Rajdeep, I think I've been very consistent since morning to say that yes, the BJP has won big and really big in Gujarat, and they deserve every bit of the accolade that comes their way. Could we have fought a better election any day of the week? But to say that the BJP is in a pole position, just look at what has happened to other elections. The BJP lost its control over MCD after 15 years. I'm not happy with AAP winning, but the BJP lost control. I'm just pointing out a fact. The BJP could not win Himachal despite the Prime Minister crisscrossing the state and Mr. Nadda being from Himachal Pradesh. The BJP lost 5 by-elections, 2 of them in Uttar Pradesh. Remember, also, in Odisha, in Chhattisgarh, in Rajasthan. Then writing is also on the wall, Rajdeep. I think what we are missing the woods for the trees. Yes, I think the elections are opening up. If you ask me, and to use your language, the elections are certainly opening up because the issues that matter to people is what people seem to be voting on. Barring Gujarat, the BJP has actually lost elections that took place between the 12th of November
May I come in on that, Rajdeep?
for which results
No, 1 minute now, ma'am.
The BJP has lost by polls. And let me also tell you, and one very important point that I want to make, Rajdeep, is public memory is short, and especially WhatsApp and Facebook memory even shorter. It's important to point out here, governments have been repeated. We won Delhi 3 times in a row and we are at rock bottom in Delhi. We need to improve for sure. We won Assam 3 times in a row. We won Haryana twice in a row. We won Andhra twice in a row. Public memory is short, but these are recent.
This cannot be a monologue by the Congress.
Okay, these are all, I might point out that Supriya Shrineth, these are victories before the Modi era came. Just a minute, ma'am. Supriya, I want, ladies, just give me half a second. Sandeep Shastri, I heard Supriya Shrineth saying the Himachal verdict shows anti-incumbency exists and elections are now opening up. Do you really believe that? Because the next big state is your and Raj Chengappa's home state of Karnataka, where the Congress believes they can benefit from anti-incumbency. Are we seeing an India where nationally people vote differently and state by state, every election throws up very different verdicts? Is that how we should see it? Is that how India is opening up once again?
Rajdeep, after 2004, I think there is no shadow of doubt that national verdicts are very, very different from state verdicts. And I think we are using the term anti-incumbency and pro-incumbency very loosely. We have seen, and I have consistently and continuously been making this point, Goa, Uttarakhand, we did see state-level anti-incumbency, but that was overcome by the presence of a central leadership, a central campaign, a central government of which there was a perception of pro-incumbency. So, in Gujarat, what we see is a reasonably high level of satisfaction with both the state government and central government, and the feeling that any unhappiness or disquiet we have can also be resolved by the same dispensation. So I think there is a much more granular explanation to what happens in every state. Next year is a totally different ball game when you come to Karnataka, because both the BJP and the Congress in Karnataka are different from what they are in the rest of the country. Both these parties. So the issues that will come up in Karnataka next year are very different, both for the BJP and for the Congress. And I think this is a fact that we need to keep in mind and avoid the temptation of a broad sweeping generalization across states.
You know, Raj Chengappa, we've seen in Himachal itself very interestingly, 2019, Lok Sabha, BJP got 69% votes and won all the 4 Lok Sabha seats. Balakot, Pulwama. 2021, there were by-elections. The Congress won all 4, 3 Assembly, 1 Lok Sabha of Mandi. 2022, the Congress beats the BJP in Himachal. Are we seeing different elections, the same voter choosing possibly BJP because of Mr. Modi in a general election, possibly choosing local candidates in an MCD election, local factors in a state election? Is that how India, in a way, is voting differently in different elections?
Certainly, there's a great Indian duality, if one could call that. And we've seen that in Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh and Rajasthan, where the Congress won all the assembly elections and the BJP swept all the seats that's there. The way I look at it is that if you project some of this nationally is one, there is Fort BJP. And if you look at the fortress that they have currently, UP, very strong, Gujarat, very strong, and a few other states, Haryana and others, where they're swept. And if you look at 2023 and you take a look at Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh and Rajasthan, that's where they hope to also win. But the vulnerabilities, where do they exist? In the south, for instance, in the states of Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana and Kerala, the BJP gets no seats at all.
And many believe that in Karnataka,
barring in Telangana, where they won 4 seats.
And they believe Karnataka too, it is not...
Last time they did well, 25 out of 28, if I'm not mistaken. But, you know, in the state elections this time, the Congress has strong leaders, there's a high anti-incumbency. The fact that the BJP changed chief ministers midway as well, Mr. Bommai's performance, all that will come in the way. And if the Congress keeps its act together, it's got a good chance. So where are the vulnerable states? Where, if you have Fort BJP on one side that is there, and if you put Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Gujarat and others. But the real issues, the real battle will be West Bengal, Odisha. They have to prove themselves over there. Then come to Bihar. It's not a clear scene anymore over there. Maharashtra. Another big state where they'll have to. Now, these are the states that are going to determine in some senses, apart from the fact that you might get victories for the BJP in some of these states. But at the national level, the point would be, one, does Mr. Modi's magic endure in these states? Will it hold? And the fact that he's a colossus right now in the national scene gives him the front-runner position straight away. The opposition has not got its act together. They are still in a disarray. We have seen that they're not willing to combine. And if they do, even in Uttar Pradesh, they don't seem to do well. So they need to reinvent themselves as a narrative. Right now, Mr. Modi, given the BJP impetus in Gujarat, the fact that they're vulnerable in Himachal, that gives the opposition the hope. This is going to be a very interesting thing as we head to 2023.
Okay, so final word from you, the man of the match, Pradeep Gupta. Forget the politicians, the AAP won MCD. BJP won Gujarat, Himachal Pradesh was won by Congress. They all have bragging rights, but you have the real bragging right because you got the polls right. I want to know, build up to 2024, what does today say? Is it still advantage BJP by a large margin, or does the opposition have an opening?
No, I don't want to comment on this particular question at this very moment. All I can say, the decisive state for 2024 from BJP's point of view is going to be Maharashtra, Bihar, West Bengal, Odisha and Telangana. These are the 5 states holding roughly 200 seats will decide the fate of the BJP for 2024 election.
Okay, Pradeep Gupta has spoken. I had asked my producer to bring some jalebi since there has been gathia all morning. But su karai, gathia che, jalebi nathi multi Delhi ma, tame Ahmedabad thi moklo. We'll definitely have it. For now, it's gathia. I don't know what Himachali snacks I'll get. Supriya Srinath maybe can organize some Himachali snacks for me next time. But I appreciate all of you joining us. Wonderful to have you. It's always been a pleasure to do an election show. I don't know whether it's the last one. Who knows what tomorrow brings. But for now, it's a day to say goodbye. And as we leave you with all the images of the day, starting with Prime Minister Modi, the son of the soil from Gujarat, the boy from Vadnagar, who today can claim that he has achieved a record-breaking feat in Gujarat. I leave you with a song that captures the mood of the day in a way. Thanks very much for joining us. Stay well, stay safe. Good night, Shubh Ratri, Namaskar.
आज हम जैसे जिगर वाले कहाँ जख्म खाया है तब हुए हैं जवान तीर बन जाए दोस्तों की नजर या बने खंजर दुश्मनों की जुबान
हर जगह कितने हैं भाई क्या आपके रावण के जैसा 100 मुख है क्या है
अगर दुश्मन दुश्मन जमाना गम नहीं है अगर दुश्मन दुश्मन
એવી કોંગ્રેસ પાર્ટી મને ગાળો બોલવા માટે રામાયણમાંથી રાવણને લઈ આવી બોલો
भैया जी हमला भैया जी 10 गोलियां ले ले
गोलियां नहीं रज्जा गोली
पर बाहर तो 10 लोग हैं
10 हो या पूरी बस अब तो बस 1 है तो डन है इसको कोई वॉचो वॉच कराओ जब वॉचो मिले ढेर सारे ओटीटी ऐप्स एक ही प्लान में तो हर कोई बोलेगा वॉचो 1 है तो डन है
वॉचो प्लान स्टार्टिंग एट जस्ट 42 रुपीज पर मंथ आज ही सब्सक्राइब करें और पाएं सिलेक्ट प्लान्स पर 1 महीना कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री
Perched on an Indian Army soldier's hand, this kite is quick to take a flight, detecting its target. That's Arjun, one of Indian Army's new anti-drone warriors. As the bird soars into the sky, fitted with a camera mounted on its head, there is a handler monitoring the flight. So the target, a quadcopter, is locked and taken down. This is a unique combination of a dog's instincts and the bird's hawkeye that is part of a new tactic to take drones down. The dogs, on hearing the buzzing sound of a hovering UAV, raises an alarm. That's when the bird is let off to detect the target, and within minutes it's down. The entire demonstration was part of a drill during exercise Yudhabhyas. The Indian Army's veterinary corps has been training these birds as part of a new tactic to combat drones. Not just anti-drone operations, the birds can also be used for surveillance with cameras mounted on their heads. Every activity that the camera catches is monitored from the ground. What started as a pilot project in 2020 has finally got the wings. In this era of drone warfare, unique ways are being found to combat UAVs. One of the experiments of the Indian Army that has been validated at the exercise Yudhabhyas is how a bird, a kite, in fact, can take on a drone. It's mounted with a camera, and with the help of a dog that can detect the sound of an incoming drone, the kite is controlled by one soldier on the ground who has a monitor, and because the kite is it's mounted with a camera, all the activities as it flies can be monitored closely from the ground. So this is one of the unique ways in which the Indian Army is looking at combating drones. This is something that is still at the experimental stage, but what the Indian Army is saying is that in time to come, it's methods like this that will be used to take on drones, especially in forward locations.
Everyone's busy finding what's trending. You're busy finding out why. India Today, for those who research before reacting. Download the India Today app now.
You know how me and my Gen Z friends are extremely climate conscious and we're actively trying to reduce our carbon footprint. That's one of the reasons why the clean mobility revolution ushered in by EVs excites us so much. Since most of us might be deciding upon buying our first vehicle sometime around now, is it practical for us to go electric? Does India, especially urban India, have the infrastructure to support EVs? Well, don't worry, Tech Today is going to give you the answer for that this week. We started our journey from the India Today Mediaplex, which is based in Noida. Our scooter was at 57 kilometers range, and we had plans of covering 8 charging stations spread across Uttar Pradesh, Haryana, and Delhi. We started from the India Today Mediaplex and we are at the Noida Sector 16 metro station. It's around roughly 2 kilometers away. But our charge has reduced to 5 kilometers. We are at 52 kilometers range. We are in dire need of charge, but this point is not functional. As you can see, the wires are all tied up. There's another charging station a few steps away, but this space is used as a parking lot. Now we are heading towards another charging point, which is a couple of kilometers away from here. Our next stop is at a non-government charging station in Noida Sector 15. Our charge is at 51 kilometers. We've come to the nearest charging point from the Noida Sector 16 metro station, but it seems like although this charging point is operational, it's not going to help us because it's only functional for 4-wheeler vehicles. But we've also come across this vehicle called Hop Charge, which helps people charge their vehicle at their doorstep. We are now headed to a charging station near Scon Temple in Noida, maintained by the government. Our scooter is at 45 kilometers range. We are 6 kilometers away from our previous point, and we found 3 charging stations here in Noida Sector 32, but none of them are functional. As you can see, the wires are all tied up and the machines are dust laden and not operational. We are headed towards Delhi now in hopes that we might find an operational charging station there. At our last stop in Noida Sector 32, we were at 45 kilometers range. Now we are at Connaught Place, roughly 20 kilometers away from there, and we have just 12 kilometers range left, which means we were in dire need of charge.